Waking up in a code red weather alert for 2 rounds of storms possible. One later this afternoon, one tomorrow evening. We're going to time out a brand new outlook for your code red forecast.
Also now on Fox 17 News this morning, the second day of arguments over the releasing of the Covenant school shooter's writings is set to begin. We've got details coming up in the next few minutes. And after weeks, Metro Police have arrested a person who could be part of the reason why a teenager died at a mobile home park. We're going to tell you exactly where they say this suspect was hiding. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 4 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, April the 17th. I'm Justin McFarland. Let's get over to Greg Bobus. He is standing by with a look at your forecast because we are expecting rain not only this morning, but into the afternoon and for the foreseeable future here. Yeah, next couple of days will be pretty active here, depending upon what time of the day it is. This is our current radar. This is not why we're code red. Run-of-the-mill rainfall right here. No lightning on the radar whatsoever. We had a couple of lightning strikes overnight, but those have died down on these storms. Have gotten much weaker now. They are just light to moderate rain moving through the area. Some spots here they're going to get their last little clip of rain this morning. Clarksville, Charlotte, Dickson, then down through Centerville, all within the next 15 minutes to about a half hour from now. Not much happening downtown at the moment, but we'll keep our eyes glued to these showers and keep tracking them for you about every 10 minutes. We are in a code red threat level, though, for this afternoon. Small window of opportunity. Only about a 3-hour gap now where there could be a stronger storm, and the best chance is now trending to be out toward the Cumberland Plateau. The chance for severe weather really small. It's been shrinking every hour since even yesterday morning, and that's good news for us. The problem, though, we're not done. We have tomorrow that is now going to give us a chance for some strong to severe storms between 6 p.m. and 12 a.m. on your Thursday. So keep that in mind. The time frames almost flip-flop a little bit here when it comes to afternoon versus evening into the nighttime. And Thursday's chance for storms going to be increased, but not necessarily the severe weather that could be involved with them. Just the timing of storms looks a lot more locked in. Here's today. We've lowered almost all of our threats. Tornado is off the list. Wind, hail, they're in a small category here, not guaranteeing us to stay completely dry or storm free, but trending in a direction to where most of us after this morning's rain will be good to go until tomorrow. 84 degrees this afternoon, 85 tomorrow. That'll be the last couple of days in the 80s here as we head into the weekend and cool down significantly by Saturday into Sunday with highs only in the 60s. All right, steer clear traffic at 4:03 just about. Let's take a look here at I-40 at Dulles and Pike, close to the airport. If you got that early morning flight, no problems getting out there to the I-40 area. We're looking just fine. If anything does pop up, we'll be sure to let you know. But overnight, things have been quiet out there on the Nashville roadways. There could be a couple of things to watch out for a little bit later, and we'll get to that as soon as we can with steer clear traffic live through 9. We are following some breaking news here on this Wednesday morning as Metro Police are searching for the person they say stabbed a man in the arm. This happened at the Hattie B's over in West Nashville. Now, Metro Police is confirming that this happened at the restaurant on Charlotte around 1:50 this morning. We're told that the victim was taken to the hospital. There's no word on their condition right now. The hearing on whether or not to make the Covenant shooter's writings public will now enter a second day. The judge presiding over this hearing says that the outcome will set a precedent when it comes to access information. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is live with what we have learned about this so far.
Good morning, Justin. This morning at 10 a.m. at the Old Metro Courthouse, a few blocks down behind me, we are expecting to hear from the defendants. Several groups, including news outlets, the National Police Association, and State Senator Todd Gardenhire are suing Metro Police for those writings to be released, which is said to have shooter Audrey Hale's memoir, journals, and even a suicide note. Yesterday's hearing was presided over by Chancellor Aisha Miles, and each plaintiff presented their respective argument without testimony or witnesses.
We learn from experience, and the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
Metro Police tells Fox 17 News that they want to finish their investigation and plan to release a redacted version of those writings. Coming up at 4:30, you'll hear the reasoning behind Metro Police not wanting to make those records public. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thank you, Karen. Well, an update in Operation Crime and Justice as Metro Police have made an arrest after a teenager was shot and killed at a mobile home park near Goodlettsville. Police say that detectives have arrested an 18-year-old named Edwin Ramos in connection with that shooting after he was found in the attic of a home in Madison. Now, here are the locations that we're talking about in this particular situation. The victim is a 17-year-old named Emmanuel Delgado, died on Friday night near the entrance of the park you see there. Police say they were that the shooting was likely a targeted shooting. Now, we'll continue to keep you up to date as we learn more about this situation. Well, coming up, strong storms are expected to hit parts of the central United States today. Look at that particular cloud formation there. We're going to share some of the other video that we're seeing so far. And President Biden made a campaign stop at his childhood home, but he was met.
Protection filed by each of you. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I did it first.
I don't care who did it first.
Judge Judy. Tomorrow at 4 on Fox 17.
.08 is the time. We are in a code red weather alert right here in Nashville and across Middle Tennessee, but wicked weather is spreading throughout much of the United States. Now, tens of millions of Americans are expected to be affected by thunderstorms and potential tornadoes anywhere from Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way to Baltimore, Maryland. Now, this is a video from Pocahontas County, Iowa, that appears to be a tornado skating through the horizon there in the distance. You take a look at it here, you can see that thin funnel extending all the way to the ground there. This was a confirmed tornado that touched down yesterday. There were several that touched down throughout that state. And again, Greg Bobus will be along in a few moments with the latest on your forecast for us right here in Middle Tennessee. Jury selection in the Donald Trump criminal hush money trial is about to get, well, they say it's about a third of the way done. So far, we're talking about 7 people who have been selected to serve in the jury in this particular trial. They are now sworn in. 5 more and 6 alternates are still needed. Several possible jury members were dismissed after saying they could not be impartial. Others say they have commitments or previously posted on social media about the former president. Opening statements in that trial could take place in New York coming up next week. Bob Graham, a former United States Senator and popular 2-time Florida governor, has died. He was 87 years old. That's according to the family, who has posted something on social media, the daughter in particular. Graham spent nearly 4 decades representing Florida. He first served in the state legislature, then went on to the governor's mansion before going to Washington, D.C. as a United States Senator. Senator Graham was known for co-chairing the congressional investigation into the September 11th terror attacks. He also ran unsuccessfully for the Democratic nomination for president back in 2004. Graham is survived by his wife, as well as their 4 daughters and 10 grandchildren. President Biden visited his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania just yesterday, but he did not get a warm welcome for some people who were there as pro-Palestinian protesters. Now, the demonstrators called for an end to the violence in Gaza, some saying that President Biden has lost their vote in the upcoming election.
I think we need to put things in perspective and really get to work and stop this madness that's happening. So that's what we're asking Biden to do, and all of our officials. And if they don't, then we won't vote for them or we'll run against them.
Well, during the presidential visit, the president called for higher taxes on wealthy Americans. He also tried to gain momentum there in Pennsylvania, which could also be a very critical state in the 2024 election. It is known as a swing state, of course. Take a look at this. This is a dog, or cat, okay, let me start from the scratch here. As I look at this tortoise getting a scratch here. Like a dog or a cat, loves a good back scratch, so does this Adabra. It's a tortoise over at the Nashville Zoo, enjoying getting their shell scratched. The zoo says turtles and tortoises, there is a difference, have nerves in their shell, so the tortoise name, is it Corlane? Okay. Can feel good about the scratches. The species of tortoise is one of the world's largest. It's a big tortoise there and lives in the wild on the Adabra Island in the Indian Ocean. Greg? I don't know how to. I don't even know how to toss you with that.
I don't even know either. But I mean, a good back scratch,
respond.
and even tortoises, I mean, they can't reach. So,
well, no, obviously, no, they
all
cannot.
the help there,
they cannot reach. No.
You seem very happy. Taking a look here. Doppler radar, no lightning right now, but a few showers starting to track closer to downtown. We'll continue to monitor this and look ahead to any potential code red weather for early afternoon.
Steer clear traffic as we watch that traffic out there at I-40 at Dallas and Pike. A smooth go so far. We're going to give you the other drive times, plus a bill that would ban local governments from giving reparations.
A Chim Chimney will waterproof and repair your chimney leak the right way. Keep the rain outside where it belongs, not leaking into your home. Chim Chimney, honest, dependable, affordable.
4:15 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Fox 17 News has gone code red with our weather coverage, not because of what's happening right now out your window, but what could happen a little bit later.
Exactly, yes. Some rain right now, even a little bit of thunder depending upon where you were overnight.
Yeah.
We didn't have any severe weather, so this round done. We're not going to have anything aggressive happen this morning, but the longer that this rain lingers here across the area, the less likely we are to see anything strong later in the day. So this rain actually very helpful for us to start off on this Wednesday, and it's moving slowly, but these little pop-up showers ahead of the main line are little things to watch out for because they kind of do flare up and then die down. The main line itself, though, that is still back here with us, moving into Clarksville in the next 10 minutes, and that's just a little bit of yellow and orange, meaning light to moderate rainfall. No thunder or lightning as of right now. We had some earlier in the night, but that's not the case, at least here at 4:15. Taking a look. Future track takes us through this morning. Here's the one time frame we have to watch. So we get 11 o'clock into noon out of the Cumberland Plateau. We could see one or two stronger storms that do develop. The chance for severe weather is about as close to zero as it gets, but there is still a possibility we could have one or two stronger storms. Most of us, after lunchtime, don't see much of anything happening through the rest of today, into tonight and even tomorrow morning. Round 2 of our code red is going to be after sunset tomorrow for most of us. Taking a look, 9 a.m. for your Thursday, nothing going on. Afternoon, a pop-up shower or two, but really 7, 8 o'clock. Here's 9 p.m. into the overnight. A broken line of storms moves through. This will weaken as it moves in as well, but that's a better chance to give us some more widespread activity, some heavier rainfall, and a better chance for severe weather.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is over in the Antioch area. You can see there traffic moving along really nicely out there. No big problems for you as you get out and about there in the Antioch area. So great news for you if you're getting out and about. Here is the overall drive times right now. Everybody in the green from Mount Juliet to Murfreesboro to Hendersonville. Everybody doing fine out there as you get out there this morning. Operation Crime and Justice Metro Police say they have a car. They have found the car, rather, that hit and killed a TSU football player. Police say that the driver of this red car right here hit Shazam Page. This happened on Gallatin Pike early Sunday morning. He was a TSU offensive lineman. His family says that he pushed his girlfriend out of the way of that speeding car on Gallatin Pike in Inglewood on Saturday night. Officers are still looking for the person who was behind that particular red car, but again, they have found it sitting in someone's backyard. Part of I-840 is expected to be closed to at least one lane for the next 3 months while repair crews work on a bridge in Williamson County. Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is out there for us this morning. Very close to where that bridge is located. You can see it's asking everyone to seek alternate routes. This happened in Thompson Station. The bridge was damaged by a CSX crew as they were working on the train tracks. Now, the damage is on the side going eastbound. The right lanes will be shut down and the left lanes is going to remain open. But TDOT is reminding drivers that it's the law to slow down and move over, especially when you're in a work zone. Now, take a look at these photos right here. Wow. You can see the damage caused by that particular situation, whatever those workers were doing. Let's go to those photos. The photos show the daylight damage there. Fox 17 News Steer Clear Traffic will let you know exactly what you can expect as they continue to make changes to that bridge. Again, that's down in Williamson County on I-840. An update now as 9 hours of digging has found a firefighter in Georgia being able to free a man from a storm drain where he was trapped since Monday. Now, this incident happened in Fort Oglethorpe. That's just south of Chattanooga there in northern Georgia. Now, according to local authorities they say a 22-year-old named Thomas Lohr was stuck in a 2-foot wide storm drain under a highway. It was partially clogged with debris. His family reported him missing yesterday morning, and that afternoon, a driver heard him calling for help and contacted first responders. That man is now in the hospital for medical treatment. Can you imagine 2 feet wide, stuck there for several hours? Let's get to local politics back here in Tennessee. A heated debate yesterday as members of the state House of Representatives discussed a bill that would make it illegal for a city or a county government to even consider reparations for the descendants of slaves. Now, some of these conversations have already started in cities and counties across the state. The measure is being sponsored by State Representative John Reagan out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. It would ban local leaders from using tax dollars to even study the prospect of making reparation payments. Representative Reagan says slavery is a stain on American history, but these payments, he claims, would create more resentment.
There can never be a morally appropriate reason for unjustly depriving a person of their God-given liberty and selling them into servitude. This is true whether the enslaver is an African monarchy or a Mexican cartel. It is also true whether the transaction...
To say to anyone, local government, to individuals, you cannot and you should not study reparations. It's ugly. For lack of a better word, it's ugly.
This bill was not voted on the House floor and said it was deferred to another session. United Airlines says it is feeling the impact of Boeing's ongoing problems there with their company. Now, the carrier says it's lost $200 million during the first 3 months of the year. That's after Boeing was forced to ground its 737 MAX 9 jets for several weeks. The grounding happened after a door plug blew off of an Alaskan Airlines plane in mid-flight. United depends on Boeing planes for around 80% of its fleet. United says the first quarter would have turned a profit if that grounding did not happen. However, the airlines has had its own share of mishaps. That includes an engine catching on fire and one of the wheels falling off of a plane. We want to hear from you. Have the recent mechanical issues with airplanes made you feel less likely to fly? Right now, the vote is around 50-50. 51% of you say no, another 49% of you say yes. If you want to cast your vote, you can do so by scanning that QR code. You open up your phone, you open up the camera, you hold the camera up to the screen, it catches that box over there on the side, and it takes you directly to the poll. That's how that QR scanner works. You can also just go directly to our X page. You can find us at Fox Nashville. Well, coming up, the Nashville Sounds fought back against Omaha last night, and it almost worked. We're going to tell you what you can expect from tonight's big game. And a college basketball star.
Just one kiss.
With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
Welcome Welcome back. 4:25 our time. We're in a code red weather alert for later today, but some rain showers are out there on the radar. They're about 30 miles away from downtown, so about within the next hour, we're going to see some rain tracking back into Nashville. This line goes all the way from Hopkinsville down through Clarksville now, entering Dickson and Centerville. And once this does pull away from these areas, we'll get a little bit of a gap in that rain until later on this afternoon when we have one last chance to potentially see some stronger weather. So what to wear is the big question. Well, I would say rain jacket, but you can still go with the lighter clothing later on this afternoon. Most of our daylight hours are going to be dry once this last band moves away from us. Afternoon hours, I would say after 2, 3 o'clock, we're all pretty much done with everything for the rest of the day. So rain gear only for the first half, and then everything trending nicely. Back in the 80s again later on this afternoon, up and out the door to kick off the day. Where are we at here on this April 17th? Well, no real change compared to yesterday. We get up in the 50s and 60s. 5 a.m. will keep us right around 67 degrees. There will be that rain that does move in the coming hour. Could give us a rumble of thunder, but I'm not worried about any severe weather this morning. And even this afternoon's threat, very minimal. Probably one of the smallest severe weather threats we've had on a code red day in quite some time. It's more of a heads up day, which we'll look at on Future Track. Taking a look here at B&A. We're going to dry out nicely by noon. All the way through the afternoon, nothing else happens here in the Nashville area. We'll get our temperatures easily back into the 80s. Only 3 flight delays right now on the big board out at the airport. The forecast, though, calling for continued warmth only for now. Big cool down toward the weekend, so we'll keep monitoring the rain on the radar now and talk about more storms for later today and tomorrow as we go into our 4:30 half hour.
Steer clear traffic out there, 427. Here's a quick look at what we're dealing with at I-24 Bradley Parkway. This is over in the Antioch area. As you can see there, traffic moving along very, very nicely. We're going to keep you up to date with things happening out there on the road, but so far, so good. Well, the Nashville Sounds, or as they were called yesterday, the Brewskis, they took on the Omaha Storm Chasers at First Horizon Park last night. Now, Nashville narrowly fell to Omaha. 10-9 was the final score. This was the series opener in this particular series. Now Omaha pulled ahead very fast with a 7-0 lead. Nashville was able to make up that ground in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tyler Black contributed with a home run. Of course, the first 1,000 fans headed to that ballpark tonight, though, will end up with their own booster, the Rooster Squishmallow plush. Okay? That game begins at 6:35 tonight. Let's talk about the WNBA. Caitlin Clark made history in the NCAA Division I basketball as their overall top scorer, and now that superstar is poised to break brand new records, they hope, in the WNBA with the Indiana Fever. Now, Clark was selected with the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft that happened on Monday. Her star status shining a light on the gap between the salaries of her male counterparts in the NBA, as Clark will earn a base salary of $76,500 in her first season, and they're hoping that will rise to add up to around $338,000 over the next 4 years. In comparison, the top pick in the NBA draft made around a 4-year deal for $55 million. The top players being paid around $12 million a year. Victor Wembanyama, as they call them there, with the San Antonio Spurs. Well, coming up, a bill that would create a development authority for Nashville's East Bank is making progress in the legislature.
Coming up, you'll
without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. A live look there, lower Broadway, top left-hand side of your screen. No rain coming down now, but within the next 45 minutes, showers pick back up downtown. Tracking your radar in just moments in your Code Red forecast.
A second day of arguments over the release of the Covenant school shooter's writings is set to begin. We've got details coming up in a few minutes. Plus, steer clear traffic takes us over to I-40 at Donaldson Pike. Traffic moving along very well in that area. We'll continue to watch the roads there for you. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. Just after 4:30 here on your Wednesday, we have turned the red lights on. That is because of some storms that could be rumbling through coming up here a little bit later in the day. Let's get over to Greg Bobus. He's got the details.
That we do. Some rainfall for right now. This rain is just now run-of-the-mill light to moderate rainfall. There have been a couple rumbles of thunder in the last few hours, but this is not why we're code red. This will actually help us stay away from severe weather later today if it lingers long enough. Taking a look, Nashville dry for the time being. We did have some rain, though, overnight in pockets that did track through the area for sure. Taking a look, Clarksville through Dickson, seeing the rain right now. When does it get toward the west side of town? We'll say here within the next let's click it right there. We'll say in the next 25 to 30 minutes, it begins to get closer to the Nashville area. Areas like Springfield, Pleasant View, Ashland City, Kingston Springs, and then we'll pull through downtown about a half hour after that time frame. So what does this mean weather story-wise, and why are we code red? Well, we had a chance to see a strong storm or two overnight. That didn't pan out. That's good. Today, there's a small chance. I would say right around 11 o'clock this morning through around 3 p.m. this afternoon. I've condensed the timeline for us of the possibility of stronger storms. Tomorrow, though, we've added a threat for possible stronger weather. And I actually think that this is a greater one here in terms of how many people get thunderstorms, heavier rainfall, and how many more could be strong. They're both very low threats, but that one's going to be 6 p.m. through midnight tomorrow. A much cooler weekend ahead. Those are your cliff notes. We will look at future track and then see just how much cooler that weekend's going to be coming up in the next look at your forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning. Let's take a look at what we've got going on out there. This is going to be I-40 at Donaldson Pike. As you can see there, traffic moving along very nicely there as you make your drive in from the east side. If you have not been to the airport as of late, I would advise taking some extra time. They've made massive changes over there. They've even eliminated an exit that you used to be able to take in that area. So if you have not been over to the airport in a while, next time you got to go, give yourself plenty of space because you may not be able to know exactly where you are. Well, the writings left behind by the Covenant school shooter are at the center of controversy. Some want the writings released to the public, but others, including the families of that shooter, are very, very opposed to this. Now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is going to be live there at the Metro Courthouse. This is where day 2 of this debate will continue on here, Karen.
That's right, Justin. Now, several groups, including news outlets, National Police Association, and Senator Todd Gardenhire, are suing Metro Police for those writings to be released. And here behind me at the Metro Courthouse at 10 a.m., they will be heard the arguments by Chancellor Aisha Miles. Attorneys for the Covenant families believe these writings will jeopardize school safety and security plans and will further traumatize the families. The Tennesseans stated on their website they are requesting additional facts for societal and mental health issues and issues regarding firearms more broadly. Metro Police says it's an ongoing investigation and will release the documents once it's done, and they will be redacted. Petitioners, of course, disagree. And as you mentioned, Justin, this is day 2. We are expecting to hear from defendants and even rebuttal from the petitioners right here behind me. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, thank you, Karen. Right now, a new life for a bill that would allow the creation of a special board to oversee development of 550 acres on both sides of the brand new Titans Dome Stadium. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell asked for an East Bank Development Authority. State lawmakers pushed back at that bill to get it started in the legislature in recent weeks. Several sponsors also withdrew their support. Yesterday, an amended version of that bill made it past the Finance Committee in the House and Senate. The Senator Heidi Campbell of Nashville says it is the best way to protect the city and the state's investment in the land.
It assures that revenue bonds, not general obligation bonds, will build infrastructure to support private development. There is transparency, annual comptroller audits, open meetings, and a seat for everyone at the table.
Now, other amendments include an assurance board that cannot be used to make eminent domain to take private land. So in other words, they want to make sure that the board just can't take land there in that area. The state of Tennessee has committed $550 million for a brand new stadium. Another $200 million are headed for a new Tennessee Performing Arts Center, which will be part of that development. Well, coming up, police are searching for a man who stabbed someone in the heart of downtown Nashville. We're going to tell you how that victim says it all unfolded. And the CDC is cautioning people.
Think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You got to unleash the power.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
4:39, we are in a code red weather alert for the possibility of storms later today, and then another round that could move in late tomorrow into the first half of tomorrow night. So that means our rain that we have right now does not cause any concern when it comes to strong thunderstorms, flooding, or severe weather. Nothing even close to it. Not even any lightning right now, and it's slowly moving. This has slowed down quite a bit over the last hour even, so it's still chugging along, getting closer and closer to Nashville, but still hunkered down over Clarksville, Dickson, Centerville, the same areas that we're seeing the rain about 10 minutes ago. We'll keep our eyes on it, though. Closer it gets to downtown, we'll let you know before it gets there. Code red alert, though, for 2 possible rounds today. Not really buying into much of anything happening, which is good. If this rain sticks around this morning, our chance for storms this afternoon, just not going to really be there. The one area to watch late morning through early afternoon is going to be the Cumberland Plateau. I believe that Nashville likely sneaks out of this without any concern today. However, tomorrow, 6 p.m. to midnight, well, threats of wind and hail are going to be there for just about everyone across the board. Here are our threats today. Everything has gone down compared to yesterday. Tornadoes are off the board, which is good. Wind, hail, they're still there, but they're about as small as they can be. This doesn't mean we're going to be completely rain-free this afternoon, but the possibility of stronger weather continues to diminish every hour we recheck all the new updates to the forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us out to I-24. This is at Haywood Lane over there in the Antioch area. Things moving along very nicely over there. No big problems for you so far as you get out and about there in that Antioch area. If something does change, we'll be sure to let you know. We got you covered. Watching the road always with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. In Operation Crime and Justice, a stabbing in a busy downtown Nashville neighborhood just last month has detectives working to try and find the suspect. Police say that Gerald Marquis Stanford is accused of stabbing a man in the Walk of Fame Park. This happened back on March 31st. The victim was severely hurt. He says that Stanford aggressively asked him for money. The victim says that Stanford asked him for money, walked away, and came back with a knife. Stanford is now being charged with attempted criminal homicide. If you know where he might be, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers, that number right there on the bottom of your screen. U.S. health officials are investigating a rising number of harmful reactions linked to the counterfeit or mishandled Botox injections. Now, the CDC says it has gotten reports from 19 people across 9 states, including Tennessee and Kentucky. They've received injections from someone unlicensed or untrained or in non-healthcare settings like homes or spas. A total of 9 people have been hospitalized. Reported symptoms or included some blurry or double vision, droopy eyelids, or difficulty swallowing or breathing. Of course, if you've got any of those symptoms after Botox, you need to contact your doctor. Well, coming up, lawmakers want to ensure that cold, hard cash remains a payment option. We're going to tell you why public schools are the focus of this particular new bill. And one university has canceled its valedictorian.
Fainting can also happen. Help protect yourself against certain HPV-related cancers. Talk to a doctor or pharmacist today.
4:45 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look over First Horizon Park, home of your Nashville Sounds. They fell a run short last night. Lost to Omaha 10-9 in that game. Game 2 set to go coming up here tomorrow, or tonight rather. The question is, are they going to be able to get the game in? Is rain going to spoil the parade over there? Greg Bobus has got the details on that coming up here in the next few minutes. News from the political world, they say cash is king. And now state lawmakers want to make sure that it stays that way, especially in schools. They are responding to a growing number of Tennessee schools that only accept credit or debit cards at ball games for tickets and concessions. Well, the bill is requiring that public schools have to accept cash and making it illegal to charge cash customers more than what you're paying with a credit card or debit card. It passed both the House and Senate yesterday. It is now on the way to Governor Lee's desk. Florida now has a new law that limits the number of school books that can be challenged by some residents. Starting in July, people without children in a school district can only file one complaint per month. The Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed that bill into law yesterday. He says some school districts may have gone too far in trying to remove some of those titles.
You have some people who are taking the curriculum transparency and they're trying to weaponize that for political purposes. And so that involves objecting to normal books.
This new law does not include a penalty and does not limit the number of challenges a parent with a child in school can file. A report yesterday from the literacy advocacy group PEN America reported more than 4,300 instances of book bans in 23 states from July to December of last year. The University of Southern California has canceled its valedictorian commencement speech. The school says its pro-Palestinian valedictorian, cannot speak at the graduation due to security concerns. Now, the student's name is Ashnat Tambasam. He is a first-generation Muslim American who would have delivered her speech, it's a she, on May the 10th. In an online campus-wide letter, the provost said over the past several days, discussions on the valedictorian selection took an alarming tone and grew to include voices outside the university. USC's provost added that it has created substantial risk to security for the ceremony. The valedictorian says that she is, quote, shocked and profoundly disappointed in the university's move. Lots of folks in Butte, Montana, could not believe what they were seeing yesterday when a circus elephant got loose and went wandering the streets. The manager at the Butte Civic Center, where the circus was taking place, says that the elephant was getting ready for a show when it got scared by a vehicle. The elephant took off. She didn't get very far, only about a half a block before the elephant's handlers were able to get her back into a trailer. The elephant was not hurt, but I'm sure it was quite a sight to see an elephant instead of, I guess, moose up there, wandering around the streets of Montana. Maybe elk or deer. Certainly not elephant, though.
Not on the top 10 list of things you expect to see roaming the streets in Montana. Not at all. As far as weather pattern goes here, all the reds around us, we know it has been yesterday and it's today. Got some developments here today. It looks very, very small in terms of our storm threat now, which is very good news for many of us waking up here on a Wednesday. A couple of showers going to be out there this morning. We'll keep tracking them and see what that means for any inconveniences for the morning. The window of opportunity going to be late morning into very early afternoon and mainly east of I-65. Now, tomorrow, there's another threat, 6 p.m. through midnight, for everyone to see at least some thunderstorm activity, and a few of us could see one or two stronger storms. Both of these are very, very small, but they do lead to a cooler weekend. Why are they small threats? Well, because the real meat and potatoes of this weather system is actually above the Great Lakes later on this afternoon. Now, the closer it is to us, the better our storm chance. So when it's far away, our storm chances just kind of lack a lot of the punch they need to get going. Here's a look at future track, and you'll see what I mean. This morning, we do start off with a broken line of showers that continues to track through. Might get a rumble or two of thunder. Here's 10 a.m. going into 11 o'clock. By noon, oranges and reds are possible. Areas east of I-65, late morning, early afternoon, have the potential we could see 1 or 2 stronger storms. Severe weather, not looking like we have to worry about it all that much, but some gusty wind at times and some heavier rainfall in the cards for us. Taking a look at tomorrow, morning hours are going to be dry. We'll dry pretty much all the way through 4 p.m. on your Thursday, and these little pop-ups begin. Main event gets here, though, after sunset. Here's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. taking us through the overnight. Weakening as it pulls through, but still could pack enough of a punch north and west of Nashville to bring in a strong storm or two. Just know that today we're not as heavily concerned about anything becoming too strong for the afternoon.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening here on I-40 at Fester's Lane. This is just east of downtown Nashville. You can see their traffic moving along very nicely there in that particular area. No big problems or holdups in either direction so far. We're doing very, very nice. We do have a bit of a situation happening there at the exit for Hermitage Avenue. You can see it there on the left-hand side of your screen. The flashing lights as police have got someone pulled over there. But again, no reports of any crashes. This may be just a traffic stop out there this morning. Well, the lawyer for O.J. Simpson has now laid out plans for the late sports star. The attorney says that the former football legend and celebrity criminal defendant will be cremated and that his family has not planned any public memorial. The lawyer also says that Simpson died without paying the family of his slain ex-wife and her friend the majority of the $33.5 million judgment that they were awarded back in the 1997 civil liability case. American workers are holding nothing in reserve when they are asking for wages they want in a job changes, and that's according to a brand new report. The report says that the New York Federal Reserve has new data saying that the lowest wages job seekers will accept to take a new position have risen to record highs. The Federal Reserve says that the reservation wage rose over $81,000 in the month of March. That's well above the $73,391 where it was in the November 2023 report. Country music star Zach Bryan is giving his fans a very special opportunity. We're going to tell you how you could have some FaceTime with the man himself. And overseas,
speak with confidence at a price that's affordable. So if you think you can't afford dental implants, think again.
Go ahead and smile.
.55 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Live look here over Metro Center. Things are quiet out there for right now, but they will not remain quiet. That is for sure. We do have some rain moving its way here to the Mid-State. Greg Bobus has got the details on how many rounds of rain we could see coming up here over the next few days. Some lucky fans could soon have a chance to hang out with country music star Zach Bryan. Now, Bryan introduced the Bud Light Quitting Time Tour experience for his upcoming tour. Fans can enter for a chance to shoot pool and crack open a cold one with Bryan after his show in Nashville coming up on June 29th, as well as 14 other select cities. Now, we're told this is a nod to Bryan's post-show ritual, I should say, where he unwinds with his friends and band over a game of pool with, of course, a favorite beer in hand. Fans 21 and older are eligible to enter. We've got a link on this particular article on our website, fox17.com. For now, you get to hang out with Greg Bobus. He's taking a look at your forecast.
And taking a look here, a couple showers hanging out there just to the west of Nashville right now. We're at 73 degrees. Very warm to kick off the morning, and there are some days in the 7-day forecast that won't even be this warm in the afternoon. So a lot of big things changing for us, but we are in code red. What does this mean for the kids getting to and from school? Well, first bell, some scattered showers out there. Definitely some rain gear. Not going to be rain for everyone while everyone is specifically at the bus stop. at the same time. Just plan for it. Be safe. 67 degrees will be your temperature. 82 after school. Nashville on west. No rain to worry about after school. Cumberland Plateau, 1 or 2 lingering showers or storms could be there mid to late afternoon. So that's how it's going to work. West to east, things wrap up for us. What to wear? Rain gear for now, but I would also go with summer clothes again, just because we'll be back in the 80s for the 4th straight day. Close to record territory once again. Taking a look, though, I mentioned a cool down. Where's it at? Well, right there, right over the weekend. 80s again today and tomorrow, 72 degrees for your Friday, and then 60s on Saturday and Sunday. Our next dry day across the board is not going to be until Monday, but we are code red for this early afternoon, and then for tomorrow after sunset. A new look at future track as we go into our 5 o'clock half hour.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 4:57. A quick look here at I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is over just east of downtown Nashville. As you can see there for yourself, traffic is moving. Other than we've got that crash over there on the shoulder of the road. You can see Metro Police there have got someone pulled over. So we are dealing with that, but it's not causing huge headaches. You can still get by there at the exit for Hermitage Avenue. That's where this is. We'll take a look at other things happening across the mid-state as we move on. Here in our 4 going on 5 o'clock hour. Leaders in the United Kingdom are now working to create Britain's very first smoke-free generation, is what they're calling it. A landmark smoking ban is clearing its very first hurdle. Happened yesterday. The plan involves raising the age to buy cigarettes 1 year at a time until eventually it's illegal for the whole population. Now, the current age is 18 years old. The British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, says that the incremental changes would stop kids who are 15 and under right now from ever being able to buy tobacco products. The bill also cracks down on youth vaping. It would not affect anyone who can legally buy cigarettes right now. A record number of people are starting new businesses, including a growing amount of women and minorities. Now, a record 5.5 million new business applications were filed in 2023. The payroll firm Gusto surveyed 1,300 owners who started their small businesses last year and found 49% were women. That is up from 29% in 2019. They also say that black entrepreneurs made up 6% in 2023, and that rate is doubling 3% more than it's seen before the pandemic. Hispanic entrepreneurs made up 13% right now compared to 8% in the previous year. Good news to see there as far as people getting out there and starting your own. So many people lost their job during the pandemic. Our 5 o'clock hour begins right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Showers on the radar and code red for 2 chances for thunderstorms. 1 later today, but that threat's gone down. However, now your Thursday could end up being a problem by the end of the day. We'll look at it in your forecast.
Now on Fox 17 News this morning, day 2 of arguments begins today over releasing the Covenant school shooter's writings. Fox 17 News will look ahead to today and update you on everything that happened yesterday.
And new developments in the investigation into who hit and killed a Tennessee State University football player. Police say they found the car. What you need to know. First, though, thank you so much for joining us here on a Wednesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get straight to our top story this morning, and that is the weather. We do have a code red weather alert in effect. Greg's here to tell us what we're expecting.
Yeah, let's break down this morning first and how this morning is going to completely impact what happens later on today. These rain showers, I like them. There's not a lot of lightning here. Actually, really not in the viewing area. It's all up toward the Bowling Green area, pulling towards central Kentucky. We've got light to steady, moderate rainfall in some spots, and it's slowing down, which means it's going to take a lot of the atmospheric energy out here throughout the morning. But areas like Springfield in 15, 20 minutes, you've already had a couple little sprinkles, but the main edge of this last little band of rain moves in the next 15 to 20 minutes. A few sprinkles north side of town when it comes to Nashville itself, but Ashland City working into a good half hour with some steady rainfall. Same with Kingston Springs. Dickson, it's starting to exit the area for you. You should be good to go for quite some time, if not most of today at this point. And then taking a look at the track on this, it'll get toward the west portion of downtown itself here within the next half hour. So we're slowly chugging along this morning, as I mentioned a little while ago, on every raindrop we get and every cloudy portion of this system we get, it's going to help. We're watching 2 rounds, one from noon through around 6 p.m. And honestly, I'd condense that even in just the last hour from noon to about 4 p.m., mainly in the Cumberland Plateau. This is a real small chance for strong storms, and we may not even get a strong storm, much less any severe weather, but that's the window of opportunity. 6 p.m. through midnight tomorrow. Little different. We all have a chance for some thunderstorms. We've moved the bars down just about as far as you can go for today, though. So focus on the good. Many dry hours. Most of us will be dry second half of the afternoon, all the way through the rest of this evening and into tonight. We're going to use Future Track to time out this small chance for hit and miss storms, and then that better chance for a line of storms for the end of your Thursday that's coming your way in about 6 minutes.
Greg, thank you so much. 5:02 is the time. We are going to check in now for a steer clear traffic update. We're going to take you to Antioch. Here on your screen is I-24 at Harding Place, a live look there. You're not seeing any kind of issues at hand. No brake checks as of right now. We'll continue checking all the maps to see if there are any issues out there and share those steer clear traffic updates with you this Wednesday morning up until 9 o'clock.
All right, let's kick off your day with a few of the top stories you'll want to know about before you head out the door, just so that you are up to date on all the current events. We've got jury selection in the Donald Trump criminal hush money trial about to get into day 3. So far, 7 people have been selected to serve as jurors in the trial, and they've been sworn in. 5 more and 6 alternates are still needed. They've had a hard time finding people who can say they would be unbiased in this trial. Opening statements could take place next week.
We're also talking about the United Nations that is now asking for $2.8 billion to provide more humanitarian aid for Palestinians. The UN says massive operations are needed in order to restore essential services in Gaza. The head of the agency is also calling on Israel to do more to get into Gaza when it comes to aid. He says Israel has denied 41% of UN requests going through Israeli checkpoints.
Economy is tough right now. Everybody's struggling to just pay for the basics, and not so great news on that front from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. In case you missed it last night, he said during a forum in Canada that we are going to have to wait for interest rate cuts. They are not coming anytime soon. He's referencing, of course, the most recent inflation report that showed price increases still at about 3.5%. They're trying to get it down to 2%. So if you were hoping on an interest rate cut, they are not happening anytime soon.
5:04 is the time. We do want to bring you up to speed on a breaking news situation that we're following from overnight. Metro Police say they are searching for the person who they say stabbed a man in the arm at a Hattie B's restaurant over in West Nashville.
Yeah, we've talked to dispatchers who confirmed that it did happen at the restaurant on Charlotte Avenue around 1:50 this morning. The victim did go to the hospital. We're working to find out that person's condition. Stay with us as we learn more.
Well, happening today, the hearing on whether to make the Covenant shooters' writings public is going to be entering a second day.
The judge that's presiding over this case says the outcome will absolutely set a precedent when it comes to access to information.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us right there, giving us some updates about what to expect. She's live at the courthouse with what we need to know.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. This morning at 10 a.m. at the Old Metro Courthouse behind me, we are expecting to hear from defendants and a counter argument from the petitioners. Several groups, including news outlets, the National Police Association, and Senator Todd Gardenhire, are suing Metro Police for those writings to be released, which is said to have shooter Audrey Hale's journals, a memoir, and even a suicide note. Yesterday's hearing was presided over by Chancellor Aisha Miles, and each plaintiff presented their respective argument without testimony or witnesses.
We learn from experience, and the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
Metro Police tells Fox 17 News this is an ongoing criminal investigation, which is why those writings haven't been released. They say once they finish that investigation, they plan to release the writings, but they will be redacted. Reporting live in front of the Old Metro Courthouse, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Right now in Operation Crime and Justice, Metro Police say they have found the car they believe that hit and killed a TSU football player.
Officers do confirm they found this red Ford Edge in the backyard of a home on Oakhurst Drive. Police say the driver of that car hit Shazon Page on Gallatin Pike early Sunday morning. Officers still looking for the person who was behind the wheel at the time. So if you have any information, police would really like to bring about justice in this case. You're asked to call Nashville Crime Stoppers. That number 742-7463.
Just ahead on Fox 17 News this Wednesday morning, as President Biden makes a campaign stop at his childhood home, he's met with pro-Palestinian protesters. We're going to explain why they say their vote.
In Code Red Weather app.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Hey, good morning. 5:09 is the time right now. Happy Wednesday. We take you live right now to Steel City. This is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Looking nice this morning. Shot coming to us from KDKA. And we take you here for a reason.
Yeah, so President Biden is going to be in Pittsburgh today. He's meeting with United Steelworkers, the union headquarters, which is downtown in Pittsburgh. It's going to be happening this afternoon. So giving you a live look in that area, and we'll certainly have some updates about what he's speaking about and what the crowds are going to be feeling.
Yeah, and for example, is he going to run into protesters today like he did yesterday? He was in Scranton, Pennsylvania just yesterday and did not get a warm welcome. There were pro-Palestine protesters.
I think we need to put things in perspective and really get to work and stop this madness that's happening. So that's what we're asking Biden to do, and all of our officials. And if they don't, then we won't vote for them or we'll run against them.
Now, during the visit, President Biden called for higher taxes on wealthy Americans as he tries to gain more momentum in the Keystone State, which could be critical, we know this, in the 2024 election. So again, he's going to be back in Pittsburgh talking to steelworkers.
Yep, we'll let you know how that goes. And, you know, we took that live look just a moment ago. We'll be following that live through 9.
Well, Bob Graham, former U.S. Senator and popular two-time Florida governor, has died at 87 years old. That's according to a family statement that they shared by his daughter. Taking a look back at his historic run, Graham spent nearly 4 decades representing Florida. He also served first in the state legislature and then in the governor's mansion before going to Washington, D.C. as a U.S. Senator. Graham was known for co-chairing the congressional investigation into the September 11, 2001 terror attacks. Now, he ran as an unsuccessful bid also during the 2004 Democratic presidential nomination. Graham is survived by his wife, their 4 daughters, and then 10 grandchildren.
Bringing it back here closer to home. Check this out. This is an Aldabra tortoise at the Nashville Zoo. Getting a little scratchy scratch. How cute. The zoo shared this video saying the turtles and the tortoises have nerves in their shells, so the tortoise named Coraline can feel those little good scratches, and I think we can tell she seems happy.
Happy Coraline.
Yeah, by the way, this species of tortoise is one of the world's largest and lives in the wild on the Aldabra Island, which is in the Indian Ocean. How about that? We got them right here in Nashville.
Love that.
It's always the worst when you have that one spot in your back.
You just can't reach it.
You just can't reach it. You don't know what's out there. Taking a look here. This morning out the door to a few showers on the radar with some wet pavement, but potential code red weather later today and tomorrow will break down in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic looking really good here to kick off your Wednesday morning. I'm giving a double check here with TDOT. We are currently looking good. This is I-24 at Harding, so down in Antioch. No major issues, but we will continue to update you on the problem on I-840 down near Thompson Station after a trucker hit a bridge yesterday. We'll keep you updated on that in just a few minutes.
And a bill that would ban local Tennessee governments from studying reparations for the descendants of slaves, causing a very heated debate at our state capitol. We're going to tell you why some lawmakers got so fired up.
And a man trapped in a storm drain for days is freed overnight.
Glides into place. Mind blown.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
5:14 is the time this Wednesday morning. We're checking in now with Greg Bobus, giving us some updates on our code red weather alert.
Yeah, some showers out there right now. Our chance for severe weather we mentioned yesterday when it came to today. Really, really small, and it just keeps getting smaller every time we recheck all the information coming into the weather center. So this is good. However, tomorrow we've added a threat for potentially strong to severe weather. At least a bigger chance for thunderstorms for tomorrow. So still 2 rounds possible. The overnight hours, we are done with anything we had to worry about. Nothing came about, and that's good. Now just regular scattered showers that are out there, and we'll keep looking at them on the radar for you. But I want to move forward to what the conditions are we have to meet to get weather today later on this afternoon and also tomorrow on Future Track. Taking a look, this is Future Track taking us in through the morning hours. Once we are done with this last band of rain that is on the radar, only a little sprinkle or two behind that, but some cloud cover sticks with us. This is the time to watch. Late morning into early afternoon, Cumberland Plateau has the best chance we could see one or two stronger storms, potentially even a severe thunderstorm pulling in toward the early afternoon. That's it. Everything else for the rest of the day going to clear out. Nothing to worry about late afternoon for everyone. We may even end the day with some sun before sunset. High temperatures still making it well into the middle 80s. It'll be our 4th day in a row. Then we have tomorrow, dry morning. Waking up with nothing on the radar. 4 p.m., a few little hit and miss rain showers out there. And then the main event moves in. 9 o'clock tomorrow night through midnight, and then taking us into 1 a.m. Moves in really quickly, but some decent downpours. Weakens as it moves in, but that's our best chance to see some gusty wind and potentially some hail as we're trying to just get through the nighttime hours and trying to sleep. We're going to have one more of those nights where some thunder may be waking you up.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic at I-40 at Donaldson Pikes. You make that drive out there very close to Nashville International Airport. Traffic moving out there very nicely. No big problems out there towards the airport this morning. Glad to see it as we continue to try and get you to work and school on time out there this morning. No significant slow ups, and hopefully it stays that way for the foreseeable future. Here's a quick look at I-40 at Fessler's, not too far away from there. There was a bit of a situation happening right here on the shoulder. It has since moved on, so you're good to go coming in from the east side.
Justin, thank you. 5:17 is the time right now. In Operation Crime and Justice, we have an update as Metro Police have now made an arrest after a teenager is shot and killed at a mobile home park near Goodlettsville.
Well, police say detectives arrested 18-year-old Edwin Ramos, showing you a photo right behind us, for this shooting after finding him in the attic of a home over in Madison.
All right, so here are the locations. The victim, 17-year-old Emmanuel Delgado, died Friday night right near the entrance of the park. You can see just off Dickerson Pike is where the shooting happened, and then the suspect found south and east of that area in Madison. Police say the shooting likely targeted. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
We're also updating you about politics this Wednesday morning. There was a heated debate yesterday as members of the State House of Representatives discuss a bill to make it illegal for city or county governments in Tennessee to consider reparations for the descendants of slaves.
This story has been a hot topic, especially with regards to what's been happening in California. But the measure here in Tennessee is sponsored by State Representative John Reagan. He's from Oak Ridge. Here's what you'll want to know. It bans local leaders from using tax dollars to even study the prospect of making such reparation payments. Reagan says slavery is a stain on American history, but that these payments would create more resentment. What he said next created a lot of debate.
There can never be a morally appropriate reason for unjustly depriving a person of their God-given liberty and selling them into servitude. This is true whether the enslaver is an African monarchy or a Mexican cartel. It is also true whether the transaction...
To say to anyone, local government to individuals, you cannot and you should not study reparations is ugly. For lack of a better word, it's ugly.
So that argument in part is what led to the bill being pushed back and then a recess. We'll let you know whether anything happens next on it. And right now this morning at 5:19, the Biden administration says they want to beef up enforcement when it comes to airline consumer laws. The administration has taken some heat over going so hot and heavy after this when there are other big issues facing our country. But Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg did unveil a new agreement just yesterday with 15 states. Their attorneys general will be able to investigate airline service complaints and refer cases to the Department of Transportation. This partnership is supposed to enable states to fast track airline complaints to the federal level for enforcement. So we want to hear from you about this. What do you think? Have issues with airplanes made you less likely to fly? Is this something that is a big deal for you? Right now, kind of split down the middle. 51% of you say no, that's not impacted your flights. If you want to vote right now, you can scan that QR code. It takes you to our X page, Fox Nashville.
All right, from flying to driving, part of I-840 is expected to be closed to one lane around 3 months is how long this is going to take as crews repair a bridge over in Williamson County. So we're talking about where this is going to happen and mapping it all out for you. Is west of Thompson Station, so do keep this in mind. Right now, though, our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is near the bridge where we're talking about where this is happening. The Thompson Station bridge was damaged by a CSX crew working on the train tracks. The damage is on the side going eastbound, okay? So the right lane is going to be closed. The left lane, though, is going to stay open, but TDOT is reminding drivers that it is the law to slow down and move over when you're in a work zone. We're also showing you these photos showing the damage in the daylight. Fox 17 News' Steer Clear traffic anchor Justin McFarland, of course, is going to let you know when you can expect any kind of changes to this bridge.
An update this morning as a 9-hour-long rescue mission ends up with a man getting freed from a storm drain where he had been trapped since Monday. This is wild. This is happening in Georgia, Catoosa County, as a matter of fact. Right in front of Fort Oglethorpe. This is just south of Chattanooga. So the local authorities there told us that 22-year-old Thomas Lower got stuck in a 2-foot wide storm drain under a highway. That drain had been clogged with debris.
Oh my goodness. His family reported him missing yesterday morning, and that afternoon a driver then heard him calling for help and then contacted first responders. Thank goodness. He is now at the hospital for medical treatment, but wow.
Yeah. Hey, back here closer to home in Nashville, Metro Police say
Braces add more drama.
Oh, how does anyone do this?
Invisalign is better oral hygiene and no drama.
.24 is the time. During the last 6 months of 2023, the city of Nashville put up license plate readers in several parts of the city. Now, they say those readers, according to Metro Police, helped them to recover 87 vehicles worth a total of $1 million. They say they also made 112 arrests. Now, they're ready to install the license plate readers full-time across the city. However, members of Nashville's Community Review Board still want to have their say.
I think that we have some ideas to strengthen the policies to protect the citizens, but also to make certain that the police department is taking care of the 10-day, there's a 10-day retention, and we just want to make certain that those things are being taken care of the way that they're supposed to.
Now, next up, the full Metro Council will need to vote on several locations of these license plate readers before they can go up and operate full-time.
525, looking at the radar right now, rain getting closer to the Nashville area here to start off your morning. This is not why we're in a code red weather alert. That's for later today and especially for tomorrow. But this rain still could be a nuisance for a few of us. Let's take a look and zoom in here. And there are a few little isolated pockets of light rainfall ahead of what's a line that's trying to hold together the best it can. It was a little bit more impressive a few hours ago, but it's losing a lot of its energy here without the sun being up. A few areas, though, in the next 10 minutes, Belmead, Vanderbilt, downtown, all of our main areas getting into town from north, northwest, and the west are all seeing some decent rain starting to pull in to the downtown area. No lightning with that, but a few strikes here. One little thunderstorm that has made its way back onto the map. And these have been kind of on and off throughout the overnight hours. They don't last all that long, but if it holds together the Mount Pleasant area and then Columbia within the next hour, could be hearing a few rumbles of some thunder track into your neighborhoods. Taking a look today, allergies are tough again. They were bad yesterday. They've been rough all week. And today, tree pollen and weeds are still the ones that are the highest there, and grass and mold. I mean, everything that is growing outside could get to you once again today.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's go to I-24 Harding Place. You make that drive in from the Antioch area. We're doing just fine up there. Good morning, Antioch. Good morning out there in Laverne and Smyrna. We're doing really nice so far on that drive coming into town. Of course, things will change coming up here a little bit later in the morning. We're expecting a larger influx of traffic here, but so far so good here on this particular morning. Let's get you to Franklin, 26 minutes on that drive, 50 minutes from Murfreesboro, 27 minutes in from Kingston Springs. Well, coming up, the journey to create an East Bank Development Authority. We're going to tell you why it's now one step closer to becoming a reality.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Taking a look right there. Lower Broadway showers just minutes away from making their way back into downtown. How long they're going to linger, and a code red threat alert for this afternoon and tomorrow. That's coming your way in about 1 minute from right now.
And now on Fox 17 News this Wednesday morning. Today is the second day of hearings over whether to release the Covenant school shooters' writings. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Wednesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be here for you, your live local news source through 9 a.m. Okay, big question for the day. Will you be able to get in your jog, the dog walk, the kids' sports events? Greg's going to join us now to tell us. We do have this code red weather alert. We'll look at the timing of all this.
Many more dry hours than rainy hours, believe it or not. I mean, as rain's moving in now, you think, oh, well, that doesn't look promising. This is pretty much most of the rainfall that many of us will get for the entire day. It is tracking back, though, right along the I-65 corridor. It'll be from north to south there in about the next 15 minutes. So we're getting closer and closer to splitting right downtown. Now, 2 rounds of storms are possible. One late morning into early afternoon, mainly east of I-65. So the morning hours, fairly rainy, but by the time we get to, say, after school sports or after 4 or 5 p.m., I'm not too worried about much of anything on the radar. So the Sounds game tonight should be great. And the after-school sports should be great. High temperatures will be in the 80s. Tomorrow, we flip-flop the timing. The second half of the day, the chance for some storms across the board. Much more likely to see thunderstorm activity tomorrow, and more likely to see the possibility of a strong storm. As of right now, I'm not buying into any severe weather during this time frame. However, we'll keep watching any updates we get throughout the rest of this morning, and we'll show you what I mean on Future Track of just this dwindling threat for thunderstorm activity later on today.
All right, everyone, let's get to your steer clear traffic out there. Let's go to West Nashville. Here we are, West Nashville out there, where the trucks not sleeping as heavy this morning as they were yesterday. Yesterday, we saw nearly a dozen of the trucks parked alongside of the road. This morning, not so much, just a little bit out there this morning. Nothing that's substantial that's going to get in your way as we get out and about here in this West Nashville area. We're doing pretty fine. Here's a look here, 24 Hickory Hollow Parkway coming in from Antioch. Also looking very nice this morning. Drive times are all in the green, but we're just getting started with your traffic.
Justin, thank you. This morning, the hearing on whether to make the Covenant shooters' writings public is going to be entering a second day.
Yeah, we have the judge presiding over this hearing who says the outcome will set a precedent when it comes to access to information. Of course, 2 sides battling over whether to keep these private or make them public. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar live at the courthouse this morning with what we've learned so far and what we're expecting later today.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Today at 10 a.m., we are expecting to hear from the defendants of this lawsuit and the counter argument of the petitioners right here behind me at the Old Metro Courthouse. These arguments will be presented in front of Chancellor Aisha Miles. Several groups, including news outlets, the National Police Association, and Tennessee Senator Todd Gardenhire, are suing Metro Police for Covenant shooter Audrey Hale's writings to be released. Metro Legal says they can't release the writings because it's an open investigation, which petitioners say that's not true. It's just a possibility. Attorneys for the Covenant families believe the writings will jeopardize school safety and security plans and will further traumatize the families.
This isn't just about our children, the current students at the Covenant School, and the future of the Covenant School. It's about trying to ensure that there are no future victims that are inspired by this shooter and her ramblings.
Metro Legal says once they close the investigation, they plan to release the writings, but they'll be redacted. Reporting live from the Old Metro Courthouse, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. And local headlines, new life for a bill that would allow the creation of a special board to oversee the development of 550 acres of land on both sides of the new Titan Stadium.
Well, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell asking for an East Bank Development Authority board. State lawmakers pushed back the bill to go ahead and get it started in the legislature in recent weeks, though. Several sponsors also withdrew support. But an amended version of the bill made it past the finance committees in the House and the Senate.
We have Senator Heidi Campbell out of Nashville who says it is the best way to protect the city and the state's investment. Let's listen in.
It assures that revenue bonds, not general obligation bonds, will build infrastructure to support private development. There is transparency, annual comptroller audits, open meetings, and a seat for everyone at the table.
Well, other amendments include an assurance that this board cannot use eminent domain to take private land. The state has committed $500 million for that new stadium and committed another $200 million for a new Tennessee Performing Arts Center, which is going to be part of this development.
And overnight, the Metro Council did unanimously approve the master developer agreement between Metro Nashville and the Fallon Company to develop 30 acres of Metro-owned land on the East Bank.
Right ahead, the debate over whether to arm teachers at schools continues. We're going to explain what mid-state teachers have to say about the proposed bill.
And the rain is knocking on your door, Nashville. Greg is tracking it for you.
Budget breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
Relaxing. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Steer clear traffic. We are coming back to you with some breaking news out of Grundy County. That is where the Tennessee Department of Transportation is reporting that I-24 West. So this is going to be I-24 leaving Chattanooga coming towards Nashville is closed right now because of a vehicle fire that involves multiple cars. And looking at this, yeah, it's just going to be west. Okay, so the westbound lanes. We've got a lot going on in this one picture on your screen near Cooley's Rift here. Forgive our camera. Hopefully it catches up here in the next few seconds. But you can see the vehicle involved right down here. The fire department on scene trying to sweep things out of the way. Again, this is going to affect those coming in, say, South Pittsburgh or from Mount Eagle itself, using that to get into towards Murfreesboro. It's right on the curve there. A lot of truck traffic. I have driven this several times over the years. Lots and lots of truck traffic. So if you know someone who's coming from Chattanooga going towards Nashville, you may want to give them a heads up. This could hold them up for the foreseeable future in that area. We'll give you more details not only about this, but other things happening closer to Nashville coming up in a few minutes.
And back home, rain moving into the Nashville area as we speak, so that could end up being a nuisance here back home directly. Taking a look at Doppler radar, zooming into the metro itself, and just a few pockets of rainfall for right now, but steadier rain is off to the west. This is the beginning of what'll be about an hour and a half worth of on and off rain for us here downtown. Taking a look at it moving, continuing toward the east, impacting the airport here any minute, and moving its way toward Mount Juliet in the next 25 minutes. Then the back half of this catches up to all the pop-up showers in front of it about a half hour from now. So Nashville, you'll get a good 15-20 minute dry pocket, then everything moves right back in. And it is not anything that we have to worry about when it comes to it being strong, but definitely could be a nuisance. Wet pavement, 70s right now. We're on our way to temperatures that will be in the middle 80s later on this afternoon. We are in a code red threat alert for this afternoon, but more so for tomorrow evening into the first half of tomorrow night. We're going to break down that full progression of today and tomorrow, the next 48 hours on Future Track and the next check of your code red forecast.
Fox 17 News with continuing coverage of a big story and a hot debate in our state, whether to arm teachers at school. We're going to hear from two teachers on both sides of the issue.
And a hearing.
Mosquitoes and really anything creepy crawly.
Just give us a call or go online to uspest.com and your bugs will be gone before you know it.
US Pest!
At 5:43 happening today, a hearing to determine whether to seal certain exhibits against Zachary Adams, the man convicted of killing Holly Bobo. That was back in 2011.
Yeah, I remember when we moved here in 2013, this case was still very raw and new. Adams sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Ultimately, that sentencing came in 2017. Well, graphic testimony from star witness Jason Autry is what helped seal Adams' conviction. Autry described serving as the lookout while he claimed Adams shot and killed Holly Bobo. However, in February, Autry recanted his testimony, saying he made up the whole story. Adams is now asking for his conviction to be thrown out, The state of Tennessee arguing the video interviews in which Autry recanted his testimony should be stricken from the record. This is a huge story that had high impact, so much emotion here in the mid-state. So we have a hearing today to consider all of this. It's set to start at 9:30 this morning. We'll be there. We'll let you know what happens.
In a crisis in the classroom, we have continuing coverage of the bill that would allow teachers and staff to carry a firearm on campus. This is a story that, of course, is trending on Fox17.com. Now, this bill would require the staff member to go ahead and be trained for 40 hours. The school superintendent and police would be the only ones to know who's armed on campus. A former teacher who is now an active shooter mitigation trainer says this could help with security threats.
A school's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is you don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
Mary Jo Cram, a local elementary school teacher, though, feels like it would pose a security risk to go through with this.
I think that's a myth, the myth of the good guy with the gun being the hero, and we just get that idea from Hollywood. But in reality, people aren't gonna run into danger, and it's just not realistic to think that some hero teacher will prevent a school shooting.
Okay, so two different perspectives there. The Senate passed the bill last week, and the House is expected to take it up this week. So a lot more updates to come.
Have you heard about what's happening at Google right now? This is wild. 9 employees arrested overnight at Google after staging a sit-in protest. This is all in connection to what's happening in the Middle East. Taking a live look now from New York City, where one of those sit-ins did take place. They've got a Google headquarters there in New York City. Do we have the live look? Let's see if we can go there. I'm not sure if we've got it. They also have offices around the country. So employees protesting against the company's work with the Israeli government. In California, protesters even went so far as to occupy the office of the Google Cloud CEO before they finally got removed in handcuffs. So again, the Google protest, the protestors want Google to cut any kind of contracts that they have with the Israeli government, particularly Google's Project Nimbus.
It's a cloud computing project of the Israeli government and its military, so we're learning more about what this is. A Google spokesperson said that their work with Nimbus in Israel, quote, is not directed at highly sensitive classified or military workloads relative to weapons or intelligence services. We're going to do some more live looks in those different areas to see if they're going to have some ongoing protest this Wednesday. Right now, though, we do want to check in because we are in a code red weather alert. It could impact your commute. It could impact perhaps those standing at the bus stop this morning. What's the timeline? And then tomorrow, too, some more updates.
Yeah, some updates here, kind of little waves of rain that are going to move in. A couple chances for some stronger thunderstorms. Not this morning, but this morning, yeah, absolutely a nuisance out there right now. Many of our neighborhoods just getting up, waking up, trying to get out the door and trying to start today. You want the rain gear to start the morning. Now, we're in alert mode, not for this morning's rain. This is very inconsequential. It's just a nuisance, 100%. Now, the strongest portion of this incoming weather maker is well to the north in the upper Great Lakes. And it's going to stay well to our north, meaning that when we get into that one window of time later this morning and early afternoon to possibly see a storm fire, our ingredients to get that to really pick up a lot of steam are not going to be there. Here is this broken line of rain that we're tracking right now, pulling its way through late morning into early afternoon. If we don't get a strong storm during this time frame, late morning and early afternoon out toward the Cumberland Plateau, then that is it. The chance is so minimal here. I'm not worried about severe weather today anywhere Nashville on toward the west or the north. It will be tomorrow when our next weather maker moves in that could bring in storms for everyone, and a chance for a few stronger storms at that. Still a low-end severe threat, but definitely more expansive. Taking a look, here's 9 p.m. See what I mean? More reds, more oranges moving in between 9 o'clock and 1 p.m., but they also break up a little. as they track through. They just don't have the energy they need to give us really substantial severe weather threats. However, hail and wind are the two categories that we have to watch out for that 3-hour window later on this afternoon, and then tonight, or I should say tomorrow night after sunset.
All right, everyone, let's get to your steer clear traffic. I want to show you what's happening down in Grundy County. This is going to be I-24, both east and west, in the Mount Eagle community there as you make that drive up and around the bend there in Chattanooga. Anyone who's ever been down from Nashville to Chattanooga will be familiar with this. You climb up the hill around the curve there. It's beautiful once you get up there, but the drive can be a little tricky. We've had a crash here and a fire that has taken place that is now blocked traffic in both directions here and here. So let me show you exactly what we're talking about here on the map. This is where it is at I-40 near Mount Eagle. We're going to zoom around just a little bit here. You can see where that crash is located. Let me zoom in. You can see the Mount Eagle community right there, and the crash happening here as you head towards Nashville that way, back towards Chattanooga this way. The traffic is going to be backed up for several miles. You can see the traffic just sitting, not just here, but many other locations out there this morning. So this is going to be something we're going to be following until it's clear.
5:50 is the time. In consumer news, United Airlines says they are feeling the impact of Boeing's ongoing problems.
All right, so United claims that they've lost, you ready for this? $200 million during the first 3 months of this year, after they say they were forced to ground their 737 MAX 9 jets for weeks. That grounding happened after a door plug blew out of an Alaska Airlines plane mid-flight.
United depends on Boeing planes for about 80% of their mainline fleet, so big impacts here. The airline has had its own share of mishaps, though, recently, including engines catching on fire and wheels just falling off planes.
Maintenance is important.
Yes.
Okay. 5:51 right now. We want to hear from you. Have you had any issues that have impacted your ability to fly recently? Right now, 51% of you say no. You can sound off by scanning the QR code right there on your screen.
I'm firmly on the ground. Hey, just ahead, an iconic name in country music being contested over a trademark. Yeah, we're going to talk about why Jelly Roll is being sued over that name.
Okay, plus we've got a live look into Nashville.
In a month, cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Drive KBB.com's best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
5:54 is our time. We're on a code red weather alert for later on today. But this morning at the bus stop, make sure you have got the rain gear going. We have some showers tracking through the area as we speak. We'll look at those on radar. Just know that by the time we're all getting home from school, things do shake out a little bit better. Our only opportunity, our only window where I'm worried about any potential strong to severe thunderstorms would be late morning into early afternoon, mainly east of I-65. So what are we wearing today? Yep, rain gear, but also summer clothes underneath the rain gear because we're back into the mid-80s, guys, once again this afternoon, and many more dry hours than rainy hours. Same with tomorrow, but there are just these windows of opportunity where getting out the door you could have some strong to severe storms. So number one will be late morning into early afternoon, but all the rain we're getting right now, even if you hear a clap of thunder, don't worry about severe weather for your morning hours. Just try to avoid those pockets. We're going to stay in the 60s to right near 70 throughout the morning, and then coming up as we go into our 6 o'clock half hour, the 7-day forecast brings a big cool down for the weekend, and of course we'll continue to talk about these small periods of time when we could have some decent storms try to roll through.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's continue to follow that crash south of the town, south and east of town, really. Down in Grundy County, we've got that vehicle fire that has shut down I-24 in both directions near Mount Eagle. Crews are going to be there working on that scene for a little while, and it has got traffic shut down in both directions here. Not a clear way to steer clear over this. There really isn't. There's a reason why they created 24 the way that they did. So it's going to be pretty long, and traffic is just sitting out there. So if you are going to and from the Chattanooga area, South Pittsburgh, Kimball, places like that, this is going to impact you in a big way. Back here in town, we're doing okay. I-24 Harding starting to make that drive in. The time for Murfreesboro starting to climb. We're going to get into that in our 6 o'clock hour.
Justin, thank you. 5:56 right now. Entertainment headlines new this morning. Country music star and Nashville area native Jelly Roll is now being sued by a Philadelphia-based wedding band company for reportedly infringing on their trademark.
Okay, well, the Pennsylvania native band calls themselves Jelly Roll. And in a lawsuit filed last week, the band is claiming that they own the trademark for this unique name.
Okay, so the band, again, this is a wedding band. They do weddings.
Okay.
They claim that they've been going by Jelly Roll since 1980, which would be 4 years before Jelly Roll, as we know him, was ever even born.
All right, the suit alleges that Jelly Roll's name has caused confusion, really, for their events in the Northeast. I'm sorry.
You think Jelly Roll's playing your wedding?
And has caused, quote, irreparable harm to the brand's image and business. The country singer claims that his mom called him Jelly Roll when he was a small child.
I'm also guessing Jelly Roll the man had no idea that Jelly Roll the band ever existed.
You know what? I have a lot of questions, but we're going to keep reading here.
All right, the Great Barrier Reef has now had what scientists call the highest heat stress on record. That is according to Australia's Reef Authority.
The Reef Authority. Okay, experts are calling it one of the most serious and extensive coral bleaching events in recorded history, but it's too soon, they say, to really tell the full impacts. In the meantime, though, scientists are using a new type of drone technology and artificial intelligence to determine the extent of the reef damage caused, they say, by climate change.
Hey, we're going to stick to the waters here. A pod of dolphins poking through sea kelp off the California coast. Check this out.
Sea kelp.
All right, this is off Laguna Beach. By the way, Laguna Beach, just a beautiful part of California there. A paddle boarder. Notice the pod of dolphins just below the surface there, but from the bird's eye view, you can see those dolphins picking through some of that sea kelp.
I always get kind of scared with the paddle boarders. They're very brave.
Snack time?
Snack time, sea kelp time. Let's have some more consumer news, though. A new report says American workers are holding nothing in the reserve to ask for the wages they want in job changes.
Okay, in other words, people are getting real bold as far as what they're asking for a starting salary.
Give me that money.
The report says the New York Federal Reserve has data that shows the lowest wage that anybody will accept right now when they're going to a new job is now at an all-time high. So people right in the door are asking for way more. They're calling it the reservation wage. And that rose to $81,822 in March. So that's on average the basic ask salary for jobs. That's an average. Overall, people who are in the workforce say they are not happy with their pay and other types of compensation, so say benefits. By the way, employers also starting to scale back on their minimum ask when it comes to wage for new employees. So an interesting, tell you what, interesting time to be in the workforce, that is for sure. All right, stick with us. Our 6 o'clock hour starts now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock here. We have some showers tracking over the Nashville area. You can see right there on our downtown Lower Broadway camera what pavement you're waking up to, and 2 chances for thunderstorms that could be on the strong side coming up in the forecast.
It's the second day of the hearing for the writings of the Covenant School shooter to be released. Coming up, I'll have the details.
You can see the rain has moved in there where Karen is reporting live. Plus, new this hour on Fox 17 News this morning. Police say they found the car, the one that was involved in the deadly hit and run of a TSU football player. We'll get you updated here, new this hour.
Crash on I-24 in Mont Eagle has I-24 traffic shut down in both directions. We're going to tell you the best ways to try and steer clear if you got to go that way.
Ooh, a busy morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Wednesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Mentioned it just a moment ago. You can see the rain coming down in Nashville where Karen is joining us live in moments. Let's see how the rest of the rain is tracking for your morning.
Yeah, this is light but very steady rainfall as you just saw there, and yeah, it's right over the Nashville area. Essentially I-65 down straight toward Nashville, and it's going to catch up 65 south of Nashville very shortly. So here's what we're talking about as we zoom in toward downtown. Yep, the rain just picked up. We've got a good half hour worth of it now before anything starts to get a little bit lighter than it is. It's by no means a thunderstorm, but it's just consistent, and we're still not quite to sunrise just yet. Taking a look, Franklin, about any moment you're going to start seeing the rain pick up, and then you get the band that lasts a good half hour for you about 10 minutes from right now. It's right over places like Leapers, Fork. You get out toward Greenbrier. So keep this in mind. This is no reason to be in code red. That's later today, 11 a.m. through 4 p.m. Small chance, very small chance for a strong storm or two, mainly east of I-65, and most of those storms just will not pack enough punch to get close to being severe. Taking a look, the bottom line for tomorrow, 6 p.m. to midnight. Strong storms are a little more likely here, and thunderstorms across the board will be more likely. We have many dry hours in the forecast today. The majority of us after lunchtime won't see another drop of rain until after sunset tomorrow. Taking a look, temperatures will be in the middle 80s later today and tomorrow, and then we go back to some cooler times below average in the 60s for the upcoming weekend.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's start here in Nashville. Let's go to I-40 at Fester's Lane. This is east of town. The rain is moving in, but so far has not shown a lot of accidents out there here in the Nashville area, at least not yet. As the rain starts to move in, though, I expect the accidents here will start to pick up. The biggest problem we're facing right now is this thing. This is going to be I-24 at Cooley's Ref. This is on Mount Eagle. As you make that drive out there in both directions, traffic is at a standstill because of our earlier fiery crash here on I-24. Let me show you if we can. I guess we cannot. So right now we'll get to a map and show you exactly where this crash is and how big of an impact it could have on your drive. That's all coming up here a little bit later.
Right now, we are following breaking news from overnight. Metro Police are trying to track down the person they believe stabbed a man in the arm. It happened at a Hattie B's restaurant in West Nashville.
Very popular spot for locals and tourists alike. Metro Dispatch confirming that it did happen at the restaurant on Charlotte Avenue early this morning, just before 2 o'clock. We're told the victim did go to the hospital. We are working to find out how they're doing. Praying that an injury to the arm would not be life-threatening, but we're going to work to confirm that. Also trying to figure out who's responsible. So those updates as they come in will come to you live through 9.
We do understand that hearings will continue today to make the Covenant shooters' writings public. Now, the judge presiding over the hearing says the outcome, they believe, is going to set the precedent when it comes to access to information.
For the latest on what we're expecting today and how things wrapped up yesterday, Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live.
Good morning. Today at 10 a.m. here at the Old Metro Courthouse behind me, we are expecting to hear from defendants and the counter argument of the petitioners. Several groups, including news outlets, the National Police Association, and Senator Todd Gardenhire are suing Metro Police for those records to be released, which officials say contain Covenant School shooter Audrey Hale's journals, a memoir, and even a suicide note. Yesterday's hearing, which was presided over by Chancellor Aisha Miles, allowed each plaintiff to present their respective argument.
We learn from experience, and the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
Metro Police tells Fox 17 News that this is an ongoing criminal investigation, and the counter argument is that it's not. It's just a possibility. Now, Metro Legal tells Fox 17 News that once they close the investigation, they will release the writings, but they will be redacted. Reporting live in front of the Metro Courthouse, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Right now in Operation Crime and Justice, Metro Police say they have found a car they believe are responsible for hitting and killing a Tennessee State University football player.
So found the car, but not the driver. Officers say this red Ford Edge was in somebody's backyard on Oakhurst Drive. The person who was behind the wheel at the time, whoever that person is, hit and killed Shazon Page. His family says that he pushed his girlfriend out of the way of that speeding car. Officers still looking for the person who was behind the wheel. If you have any information, please call Nashville Crime Stoppers. That number, 742-7463.
Well, new this Wednesday morning, Metro Police say a man was arrested at a mid-state fast food restaurant. Well, they also say an employee called police after saying the man appeared to be drunk and taking pills. All of this happening with the child waiting in the car.
Police say it went down at the Five Guys on Lebanon Pike yesterday. Officers say Terry Tungate told employees that he was ordering food for his son. Well, after a search, they say Tungate had a bottle of oxycodone in his pocket, as well as a small bag of weed, 2 bottles of Xanax, and an AR-style gun in the car, all of that with his 8-year-old son. Tungate now faces several charges, including DUI with a child and child endangerment.
Well, after the break, Metro Police say the results are in for license plate readers. We're going to tell you why they claim the cameras are making a huge impact in short periods of time.
And keeping an eye on the developments here as we have some jurors.
And more. Don't miss out. Sale ends Sunday at 7 p.m. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Good morning. Welcome back. Time right now is 6:09, and we are in a code red weather alert. Taking a look downtown, seeing some light rainfall right now. We'll get to 2 periods of time when there could be some stronger storms today and tomorrow in your forecast.
6:09 is the time, and during the last 6 months of 2023, the city of Nashville had license plate readers located in several parts of the city. Now, they say those readers helped to recover 87 vehicles worth more than $1 million total. They've also said they made 112 arrests because of the readers, and they're ready to install these cameras full-time throughout the city of Nashville. Now, one of the big hangups is exactly how long they're able to keep the information inside of these license plate readers. Right now, they're keeping them for just 10 days. They say it's already causing some issues as other authorities have called them wanting the information that possibly could have been captured in one of these cameras, and they simply don't have it anymore.
It's a rolling 10 days, so every day that 10 days falling off. And there's plenty of times that we looked during the pilot program. We had a couple, one was a fatal crash. I think one might have been a homicide. They asked us to pull the information and it was gone. We couldn't help with it.
So the next step for the Metro Council will be deciding exactly where these license plate readers cameras will be going throughout the community. Also coming up, we're going to hear why the city leaders are also pondering whether or not they should keep this information a little bit longer and how many crimes it could potentially help solve. Former President Donald Trump is in a New York City courtroom. Happened yesterday. This is the first of 7 jury members that have been selected in a hush money case. The panelists are sworn in and said to be an English teacher as well as a corporate lawyer and a nurse, among other occupations. The trial, which does begin on Monday, is the first in 4 criminal cases brought against the former president that will all be headed to trial. Now, after his day in court, President Trump visited a bodega there in New York. This bodega is, he talked with a clerk there named Jose Alba, who was initially charged with murder by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg after he fatally stabbed a robber. That act appeared to be in self-defense. Those charges were later dropped. Alvin Bragg, of course, is the same DA who is overseeing the hush money case involving the former president. Well, coming up, we've got your forecast as we've gone code red. Will there be a ball game tonight at First Horizon Park? As the Sounds are continuing on with the homestand. Greg Bobus has got the details on the rain coming up in a few. Plus, I'm watching your steer clear traffic. One lane seems to be open there on I-24 coming across Mount Eagle. You see that very large piece of something sitting in the road. This is all related to a fiery crash that happened from overnight. We've got the details.
Pharmacists are
Stadium. Get tickets at supercrosslive.com, an SMX World Championship Series event.
His Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
6:14 is the time, and right now we are covering breaking news internationally. Imagine one of the world's busiest airports underwater. World travel shutting down Dubai's airport over there as record-breaking rainfall flooded roads and airports. Take a look at this video. The heaviest rainfall ever recorded in the United Arab Emirates. On the roads, drivers abandoned their cars to run for higher ground. Leaders say so far no deaths reported. Now, the National Center for Meteorology, which is one of their government agencies, is taking a closer look at what's going on, all of this flooding. That's because some are now asking if cloud seeding is to blame. Now, cloud seeding is putting elements into the clouds to create water droplets. It's a story that you're likely going to read about. It's trending over on Fox17.com.
7:15 your time, 6:15 your time on here. I'm sorry I fast forwarded you.
We almost did it, Greg.
Woo, everyone's like, oh no,
We're in
oh,
a
no,
time
I'm late.
machine this morning.
We are in the time machine. Taking a look here. It is 6:15. We have light rainfall right now. We're in a code red weather alert for later today, but more so for tomorrow at this point. But zooming in on just the Nashville area itself and where some of this rain is going, about another 15-20 minutes until this band of what's been on and off consistent rainfall finally pulls away, and then everything becomes much more hit and miss. But areas like Donaldson, Hermitage, you get out toward Old Hickory, Madison, some decent rain coming down in these areas, and you get south of I-60 or south of Nashville down I-65. Now we're seeing it in Brentwood. We're seeing some of that rainfall making its way toward the Franklin area as well. So just keep this in mind. This is nothing that is too heavy, but it's going to slow us down. Wet pavement. We're barely near sunrise at this point. So the first few hours of today, headlights for sure and grab the rain gear. 2 rounds of stronger storms cannot be ruled out. One of them, only about a 4-hour window of opportunity, mainly east of I-65. And we'll show it to you right here on the graphic we just cooked up for you, based upon areas of Middle Tennessee. So Clarksville, not really having to worry about anything until tomorrow. Nashville, really just the next hour or two. And then Crossville, 11 o'clock through around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We shut it down, we turn it off. We're good to go for dinner time on overnight tonight, tomorrow morning. Nothing to worry about, but tomorrow night, the bars go back up from west to east, starting after around 9 p.m. through around 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the best chance to see some stronger thunderstorm activity, and we'll really hone in on that specific weather maker. And, of course, track this rain out of here, coming up in the next check of your forecast.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Want to get started with your drive times here because we want to show you something that's slightly out of town. So here we go with the drive times in town. Franklin at 26 minutes, Murfreesboro just over an hour, Kingston Springs, good morning out there in west side of Nashville, 32 minutes coming in on I-40 from there. Now, let's get to that breaking news coming across Mount Eagle. They've got one lane open here as they continue to deal with the aftermath of a fire that has closed both sides of the interstate at one point. Again, one lane open as you make your way across. This is in Mount Eagle there in Grundy County. They're moving the camera just now to get a fuller look at the scene here. This is the first time we're seeing this. TDOT is there along with the Tennessee Highway Patrol and showing you the rest of the traffic accident here and the long line of traffic dealing with this. So how do you deal with such a thing? Well, here we are. This is Mount Eagle here. If you're making that drive between Nashville and Chattanooga, you know what I'm talking about. The interstate very, very slow. You can take Highway 41, the Dixie Highway. Look at the sharp curves here. I've never been on this road before. Just know it's an option for you. A lot of people are taking it, but it's going to be very slow.
Well, in Tennessee politics this Wednesday morning, there is a heated debate as members of the State House of Representatives, they discussed a bill to make it illegal for city or county governments in Tennessee to consider reparations for the descendants of slaves.
Now, this has become a hot topic, especially after what's been happening in California. So taking it head on here in Tennessee, the measure sponsored by State Representative John Reagan out of Oak Ridge, it would ban local leaders from using tax dollars to even study the prospect of making reparation payments. Reagan says that slavery is a stain on American history, but that these payments would create more resentment. What he said right after that created more divide.
There can never be a morally appropriate reason for unjustly depriving a person of their God-given liberty and selling them into servitude. This is true whether the enslaver is an African monarchy or a Mexican cartel. It is also true whether the transaction
to say to anyone, local government to individuals, you cannot and you should not study reparations. It's ugly. For lack of a better word, it's ugly.
Debates will continue in the Tennessee Senate today. More updates to come.
Operation Crime and Justice right now. Metro Police have now made an arrest after a teenager is shot and killed at a mobile home park near Goodlettsville. Police say detectives have arrested the 18-year-old you see behind us right here, Edwin Ramos, in the shooting after they say they found him in the attic of a home in Madison.
All right, so we're mapping it out right here for you. The victim, 17-year-old Emmanuel Delgado, died on Friday night near the entrance of this park. Police say the shooting was likely targeted. We're going to work to get some more updates and sure to share you some more details in the future.
Growing concern right now from pharmacists across the country and even here at home as new information shows that drug shortages have reached an all-time high.
Fox News correspondent Matt Finn is sharing the update.
Troubling news from the pharmaceutical industry. 323 drugs were in short supply during the first 3 months of this year. It's a new all-time high since the American Society of Health System Pharmacists and the Utah Drug Information Service started tracking back in 2001.
It's a struggle. We have shortages of antibiotics, and then we have shortages of the weight loss drugs.
Popular weight loss drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic are in short supply due to high demand. But there are also concerning shortages for critical chemotherapy drugs, antibiotics, and ADHD medications. Emergency medicine that's stored in hospital crash carts and procedural areas are also being impacted. The situation has some doctors feeling powerless.
Parents get mad because we e-prescribe it, we send it to the pharmacy they have on file, it's out of stock at that pharmacy, and honestly, we don't have enough manpower to call every single pharmacy to find the drug. It would be a full-time job for one secretary.
So what's causing the shortages? Experts say increased demand, market failures, and manufacturers choosing to discontinue certain drugs. Another issue to consider, a majority of FDA-approved drug makers get their supplies from overseas. This means it's hard to predict when a shortage is going to happen.
So a lot of it has to do with the supplies coming from other countries that you need to make the drug are not coming to the U.S. or the manufacturers aren't getting them.
And last week, the Department of Health and Human Services published a paper recommending ways for Congress to tackle the problem. Matt Finn, Fox News.
Matt, thank you. 6:21 is the time, and right now we're taking a live look from Pittsburgh. This is where President Biden is going to be speaking with United Steelworkers, the union headquarters, during a campaign stop today. So we're going to give you some more updates and more live looks from Pittsburgh.
And that code red weather alert will continue as we get into today and tomorrow.
Dessert. Visit HelloFresh.com to learn more.
Good morning. 6:24 is your time right now in a code red weather alert for today and tomorrow. But these are going to be lines of storms that don't impact us all day, every day. In fact, your after school sports forecast, Greg got this queued up for us here. So we're going to walk you through it. If you've got plans outside this evening, whether it's the kids' after school activities or maybe your own personal events outside, it looks like the rain will have moved out by about 4 o'clock. Greg was saying we might see a little bit of rain in some of our eastern counties through 3 or 4 o'clock, but should let up by about 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening. Fields could be wet, just plan for that now. 5 o'clock, 82 degrees, going to be really warm. Going to cool down to 72 by about 9 o'clock tonight. We'll get a deeper track of your code red forecast storms and let you know how those will impact you in just a few minutes. We're going to get to steer clear traffic now. Justin McFarland has been following several things. One small issue here, I-24 at Haywood Lane.
Yeah, a very small one there. I-24 at Haywood Lane. This was a two-car crash. Apparently one car has already left the scene. The other one remains there on the shoulder. They're waiting for authorities to come by on that one. Minor deal. Now, let's show you something else that's going on that's not so minor, and that's coming out from Clarksville. That's where we are dealing with the crash at mile marker 37. So that's a couple of miles beyond the Whites Creek exit where they do have a crash. It could be slowing you down 74 minutes coming out from Clarksville. Of course, you can use Clarksville Highway and Whites Creek Pike to steer clear. We're going to get deeper into this situation on Mont Eagle. That's coming up here in our 6:30 half hour. But Google is cracking down on third-party apps that block YouTube ads. I didn't know this existed.
Right. So the international technology company Google announcing that people who are using third-party apps might experience some buffering issues and might see an error message saying something like, the following content is not available on this app when they're trying to watch.
Okay. Google noted purchasing a YouTube premium type of subscription may be the only way to escape those ads. What happened, Jen?
They're just going to charge you more so you can get basic service.
Well, they've been charging the YouTube.
I know.
The ads are the ads basic service, or are they not? It's just.
No, they want to charge the premium rates. They've got different levels.
Yeah, of the YouTube thing. So yeah, so
hey,
you have to watch the ads.
You can fix it all. Just pay more.
Just,
okay.
I mean,
National headlines now. The U.S. is on track to see one of the lowest levels of violent crimes and murders in years. Now, that is according to new information coming from the criminal justice consulting firm AH Datalytics.
Okay, according to that particular firm, murders fell by 20% in 204 cities in the first 3 months of this year compared to last year. The biggest decline were in cities like Boston, where they saw an 82% drop. Philadelphia comes in second with a 37% drop, then Miami, then Houston. Now, this is all coming as polls show crime is a top concern in front of the 2024 elections.
Fox 17 News this morning rolls on as we break down the debate over whether to release the Covenant school shooter's writings. We had day one in a hearing yesterday. Day two will begin in just a few hours. We'll tell you what we're expecting today.
And the journey to create.
Get the Fox 17 News app now. Instant alerts the second news breaks. Watch Fox 17 News anywhere. Download the Fox 17 News app now. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Fox 17 News waking up to rain on the radar. Perhaps you're already seeing rain in your neighborhood. We are still in a code red weather alert as we continue tracking scattered showers and the possibility of severe weather.
I-24 Haywood Lanes, you make that drive in from the Antioch area. Traffic a little slow because of a disabled vehicle there on the shoulder. We've got the very latest.
Thanks so much for starting your Wednesday here on Fox 17 News this morning with us. We're glad to be here for you. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We do have the red lights on. We are in a code red weather alert. I just mentioned maybe you're waking up to some light showers in your neighborhood. So here to tell us more about what to expect throughout the rest of our Wednesday, it's Greg Bobus.
Good morning. Yeah, this morning's rain is not why we're in a code red weather alert. Most of today, honestly, is starting to fizzle out when it comes to any severe weather chance. But tomorrow, we've still got one more day to watch out for. This is our current radar. In a few areas now that our sun is getting close to being up, we've gotten a little bit of energy here when it comes to the rain getting a little bit on the heavier side. We're not talking about thunderstorms for most of us, but the green's indicating lighter rainfall. Donaldson area pushing toward Hermitage, Old Hickory. Speaking of Old Hickory, we have one shower. It's a little bit more on the heavy side. The yellows and oranges indicating steady but heavier rainfall. So even though you've got light rain right now, Old Hickory, give it 5-10 minutes, you'll get a good 5-10 minute soaker that moves through. And we have one thunderstorm. Yes, this is moving toward the north and the east. Now, I don't anticipate this holding together, but if it does, areas like Leapers Fork, Thompson Station will cut across 65 and eventually make it to Franklin in about a half hour from now. We'll keep my eyes on all these little things here, but also what's coming our way later today. 11 a.m. through 4 p.m. Small, very small chance for a strong storm or two. We'll look at who has the best chance, and then we'll talk about tomorrow where some more widespread thunderstorm activity will move in after 6 p.m. into the overnight hours.
All right, everyone, let's talk about your steer clear traffic out there. Let's go to I-40 at Fester's Lane. That drive in from the east side is a wet one. As you get out and about there, you can see the rain has made its presence known across the city of Nashville. So keep those headlights on, slow it down as you get out and about this morning. Overall drive times look like this. 74 minutes coming down from Clarksville. We've got a crash right around the Whites Creek Pike area there around mile marker 37, making that drive down 70 minutes. And from Murfreesboro, 35 minutes in from Hendersonville. Now, the biggest thing we've been following is this crash coming down I-24 from the Mont Eagle area near Cooley's Rift there. You can see they've got all kinds of equipment. They've just pulled a massive tow truck into place where I imagine they're going to be working on trying to clear this scene after both sides of the interstate were shut down because of an overnight fire.
Justin, thank you. At 6:33 right now, we are hearing more now on whether to make the Covenant shooter's writings public. A hearing just started yesterday. We had several developments yesterday. Now we get into day two, where the judge presiding over this hearing in Nashville says the outcome will set a precedent when it comes to access to information.
So we do want to give you some more information. Fox 17 News' Kieran Aguilar is sharing the updates.
Today at 10 a.m., we are expecting to hear from the defendants of this lawsuit and the counter argument of the petitioners. Right here behind me at the Old Metro Courthouse, these arguments will be presented in front of Chancellor Aisha Miles. Several groups, including news outlets, the National Police Association, and Tennessee Senator Todd Gardenhire, are suing Metro Police for Covenant school shooter Audrey Hale's writings to be released. Metro Legal says they can't release the writings because it's an open investigation, which petitioners say it's not. It's just a possibility. Attorneys for the Covenant families believe the writings will jeopardize school safety and security plans, and also will further traumatize the families.
This isn't just about our children, the current students at the Covenant School, and the future of the Covenant School. It's about trying to ensure that there are no future victims that are inspired by this shooter and her ramblings.
Metro Legal says once they close the investigation, they plan to release the writings, but those writings will be redacted. Reporting in front of the Old Metro Courthouse, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. New overnight concerning the East Bank development in Nashville, Metro Council unanimously approved the Master Developer Agreement. That agreement is between Metro Nashville and the Fallon Company to develop 30 acres of Metro-owned land on the East Bank.
Also, new life for Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell and his push to get an East Bank Development Authority. State lawmakers, in an effort to get state approval, sent it to the legislature in recent weeks. Several sponsors withdrew support, but an amended version of the bill passed finance committees in the House and the Senate. Senator Heidi Campbell out of Nashville says that this is the best way to protect the city and the state's investment. Listen to her speaking.
It assures that revenue bonds, not general obligation bonds, will build infrastructure to support private development. There is transparency, annual comptroller audits, open meetings, and a seat for everyone at the table.
Now, there are some other amendments to this proposal that would include an assurance that the board could not use eminent domain to come in and take away private land. The state has committed $500 million for this new stadium and committed another $200 million for a new Tennessee Performing Arts Center, which would be part of that development.
The debate over whether to arm teachers at schools continues. One mid-state teachers, though, are telling Fox 17 News about the proposed bill.
The Nashville Sounds with a hard-fought match.
Plus a valid event ticket to enter FanFest. Coming to Nissan Stadium this Saturday.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom, only on Fox 17 News.
6:39, taking a look here. Fox 17 News operating in a code red weather alert. Not for the morning rain we've got, but that morning rain is a nuisance right now. It is out there on the radar tracking through the Nashville area. When does it get out of here? Later on this morning, we'll go down to just the sprinkle category by around 10 o'clock, and then everything pulls away toward the Cumberland Plateau. There have been a few weak rumbles of thunder. I anticipate that that's probably all we get for the rest of the day. Our severe threat is just going down and down with every forecast model that we're looking at here this morning, which is great news. Still some rain, still a few storms, mainly for the plateau around 11 o'clock, going through 3, and then we all dry out for the evening. Any evening plans you've got outdoors? It'll be a little breezy, but you'll be in the 80s once again, and we won't have to contend with any rainfall. No rain for your Thursday morning. For your Thursday afternoon. I will tell you, though, going toward the evening, an isolated pop-up shower or weak storm can't be ruled out. Our best chance for any strong weather or any thunderstorm activity across the board, 9 p.m. tomorrow through the overnight hours. It dies down as it moves through, but this could bring us a few strong storms if we get anything on the stronger side, or even if we do see 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms. Not a tornado threat. This would just be a wind and hail scenario for both bands of those storm potential.
Still clear traffic at 640. Quick look outside. This is going to be Vietnam Veterans Boulevard at Gallatin Pike in Sumter County. As you can see there, traffic is starting to be a little bunched up. Also, the rain making its presence known there in this particular shot and across the midstate as well. So wet roads are ahead for a lot of drivers out there. Let's take you down from the Clarksville area, Pleasant View, Whites Creek, Jolton. All of you could be affected by this. A crash very close to Old Hickory Boulevard, between Old Hickory Boulevard Hohenwald and Whites Creek. Now, I know there's about a 5-mile gap there, but there is a crash located in that area that is holding things up. 74 minutes right now on that drive. You can take Clarksville Pike or Whites Creek Pike to try and steer clear.
Right now, Fox 17 News, we are tracking international headlines this Wednesday morning. We now know the U.S. is planning to implement new sanctions on Iran after its weekend missile and drone attack on Israel. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says President Biden, Congress, and leaders of the G7, they are currently coordinating a new round of sanctions. So let's talk about then a possible timeline. Well, Sullivan says the sanctions will be imposed in the coming days, so not really nailing down a date. Iran says its attack against Israel was in response, though, to a suspected Israeli airstrike on an Iranian consulate office located in Syria.
Back here at home, getting you updated on some local headlines. The Nashville Sounds, or as they have been yesterday and probably for the rest of the week, they're the Brewskis.
Okay.
A nod to the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Brewskis taking on the Omaha Storm Chasers at First Horizon Park last night. Yeah, they were able to get the game in. Nashville, though, in a hard-fought loss, 10-9 the final, but they just couldn't get going out the gate. I mean, the Storm Chasers had an early 7-0 lead.
Yeah, Sounds just weren't able to catch up in this one. However, they'll get another chance as they will continue to take on the Storm Chasers for the rest of the week. As a matter of fact, they've got some heat coming from the bullpen as our own Jen Waddell will be throwing out the first pitch for Fox 17 Fireworks Friday.
Man.
Coming up here on Friday night.
Yeah, I hope they don't actually need my help. We'd be in trouble.
You never know, man. Just come out there and let it fly.
Why would a teacher with only 40 hours of training do any better?
You don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive.
Well, coming up, the debate over arming teachers in schools across the state continues on. We're going to hear from 2 teachers on the opposite side of this issue.
And an update to a story that captured not only the mid-state, but the nation.
I'm a little emotional, to be honest.
Tonight on Fox Siouxland.
.45 is the time right now. Happening today, a hearing that will determine whether to seal certain information against Zachary Adams. He is the man convicted of killing Holly Bobo back in 2011.
Adams was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. That was back in 2017. Graphic testimony from star witness Jason Autry really helped to seal Adams' conviction. Autry described serving as a lookout while he claimed Adams shot Bobo. However, in February, Autry then recanted his testimony, saying he made the entire story up.
Wow, Adams is now asking for his conviction to be thrown out. The murder of Holly Bobo gripped the mid-state and the nation. Right now, the state of Tennessee is arguing that the video interviews in which Autry recanted his testimony should be removed from the record. The hearing set to start at 9:30 this morning. We'll be there. We'll let you know what happens.
This Wednesday morning in Crisis in the Classroom, we're hearing from more teachers and continuing our coverage of a story regarding the bill that would allow teachers and staff members to carry a firearm on campus.
This would be upon their choosing. The bill would require a staff member, though, if they chose to carry, would require them to be trained for a minimum of 40 hours and go through an evaluation, a mental evaluation. School superintendent and police officers would be the only ones to know who is armed on campus. A former teacher, who is now an active shooter mitigation trainer, says this could help with security threats.
A school's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is you don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
Well, Fox 17 News also hearing from Mary Jo Cram, a local elementary school teacher who says that she feels that it would actually pose a security risk.
I think that's a myth, the myth of the good guy with the gun being the hero. And we just get that idea from Hollywood. But in reality, people aren't going to run into danger. And it's just not realistic to think that some hero teacher will prevent a school shooting.
So the Senate did pass the bill just last week. The House expected to take it up this week. We'll continue to monitor the progress.
Right now, though, we do want to get you up to speed on our code red weather alert, get you planned out for Wednesday.
Yeah, getting the umbrella out for this morning is probably a good idea. There are still some showers that are out, but this is not going to be one of the rain events that lasts all day, though. We're getting more new information into the Weather Center here in about 12 minutes, which could even potentially drop down our severe weather risk later to almost nothing. Very good news. Tomorrow, there is a chance that we could see a few stronger storms after sunset. Let's work through what we're seeing here that gets us to a cooler weekend. This morning rain is not why we are code red. We've had a few rumbles of thunder. One little cell here trying to hold together with the lightning count has gone down quite a bit in the last 20 minutes. Now we're seeing most of our rain start to move east of I-65. In areas like Clarksville, you're likely done for the day. You might just catch a little sprinkle or two here or there. And by 10, 11 o'clock, Nashville is going to be done as well. The Cumberland Plateau late morning toward early afternoon is the one spot we could see a few more rumbles of thunder as these showers continue to move to the east. I've taken tornadoes off the board when it comes to things that we have to watch out for later today. Really good news there. No isolated flooding. If any of our storms get a little kick to them, we're looking at wind and hail being the two things we'd have to watch out for. Watch out for this too. It's still terrible out there. Allergies are the exact same counts we had yesterday for many of our allergens. Trees are really about as high as they can go. Grass and mold not too far behind. Your 7-day forecast does give us a few more days worth of rain after tomorrow's possible code red weather after sunset. Then Friday, a few more storms, and same with Saturday. But right now, those are all looking to be non-severe. We have no category risk for either of those days. It will be cooler though. This is the last 2 days we're going to see in the 80s for at least the next week and a half once we get to Friday. A big cooling trend carries us toward the weekend.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Hail fell over Arkansas Tuesday afternoon. Here's what the sky dropped in Roland, which is northwest of Little Rock. And this photo, also from Arkansas, shows a collection of sizes. Most of this hail bigger than dimes, nickels, and quarters. And a dazzling start to the day, a collection of fiery sunrises from Providence, Rhode Island to this great golden glow over Lake Michigan.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
6:50 is the time. Let's take a look at your Steer Clear traffic. Let's get you out and about I-24 near the Shelby Avenue exit downtown. Just picked up reports of a crash here at the exit. Haven't seen it so far, but you know, T-Dot can get out there, move around the cameras. You never know what they might find, but it's not showing a big backup, that is for sure, there in downtown Nashville. Overall drive times like this: 76 minutes coming down from Clarksville, 80 minutes from Murfreesboro, 38 minutes coming in from Hendersonville. Keep in mind, light rain out there could hold you up just a little bit. This is a crash we've been following since the early morning hours. 24th Cooley's Rift in Mount Eagle. Traffic again shut down in both directions after an overnight fiery crash.
Well, there's a new report out this morning showing a rise in the number of book bans at schools across the country.
Yeah, so according to this new report, 4,300 instances of book bans during the first half of this school year. Now, keep in mind, this is already more than the entire 2022 to 2023 school year, which had 3,300 book bans. Florida topping the list with 3,100 bans, and 11 school districts. Tennessee had 11.
There's a new report out right now that reveals many Americans with student loans are delaying major life events. That is according to the latest Gallup Lumina Foundation Cost of College report. Okay, so this finds that 71% of student loan borrowers delayed things like buying a house, buying cars, maybe moving out of their parents' home, or getting married because they're trying to pay off their student debt. 1 out of 3 U.S. students currently enrolled in college or other post-high school programs say they have considered stopping their coursework over the last 6 months. And 31% of those people said they were blaming the cost of that education.
Well, critics of the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan says wiping out the debt doesn't fix the root cause. To date, the White House has forgiven about $153 billion in federal student loan debt for millions of borrowers. It's a story you can read more about by going to fox17.com.
6:52 is the time right now. Why bad behavior by tourists is costing one location millions of dollars.
I've heard about that story. Plus, an iconic name and
lets you rest knowing you're paying the lowest price in town for your repairs.
Your words soothe like the summer breeze.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
morning, 6:54, taking a look at the upcoming weekend because we have had a lot of 80-degree weather back to back to back, but we only have 2 more days before a big cool down pushes us toward Saturday and Sunday. Right now, we have some light to moderate rainfall coming down. We have a few rumbles of thunder that are south of I-40 that we'll look at as soon as we start our 7 o'clock half hour. But if you're trying to make some plans here before you head out the door, thinking about maybe I just got to get to the weekend, 68 degrees on Saturday, 62 on Sunday. Many dry hours, but a few storms can't be ruled out as far as the weekend itself goes. What will it look like outside when it's not raining? You will get some blue sky mixed in with that. So don't worry about it being a completely overcast sky. Just make sure that we're changing the wardrobe up a little bit and you should be okay. Code Red Weather app. You can go ahead and scan the QR code right there, or you just go to the App Store on your phone, whether that's the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and you can download it for free. Just type in Code Red and you're good to go. You can always follow along anywhere you want to on social media, Twitter, X pages, a good place to go for weather updates or the story ahead that we'll be tackling every morning. You can also go to meteorologist Craig Bobus on Facebook on non-code red days. We like to spotlight a dog of the day, but today the red lights are on, so we'll work you through any changes to our threat today and tomorrow when we do start our 7 o'clock half hour.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Just a few minutes before 7, and we want to just update you on the big traffic story we've been following. I know this might not look familiar to you, where it says I-24 at Cooley's Rift, and you're thinking, what? All right, this is in Monteagle. This is a high impact crash and overall scene for anybody going in between Chattanooga and Nashville. So if you travel for your job or maybe you're taking a trip, just know that there is a massive miles-long backup as a result of what happened here earlier this morning. I would say that if you are heading to Chattanooga this morning, or maybe you know somebody coming into Nashville from that area, give them a heads up. Have them look for alternate routes, maybe on their Waze or their whatever their traffic map program is, so they can avoid this. We'll come back in and zoom in on your Metro Nashville commute in our next Steer Clear Traffic.
Have you heard of the wedding band Jelly Roll?
I have to say I have not.
Well, this morning in entertainment news, country music star Jelly Roll is being sued by a Philadelphia-based wedding band for allegedly infringing on their trademark. The Pennsylvania native band calls themselves Jelly Roll, and in a lawsuit filed last week, the band is now claiming that, yeah, they own the trademark for this unique Jelly Roll name. The band claims they have been going by Jelly Roll since 1980, 4 years before the country singer was even born. Yeah, the suit says that Jelly Roll's name has caused confusion for events in the Northeast area and has caused, quote, irreparable harm to the brand's image and business.
Now listen, Jelly Roll's like, what? What are you,
exactly.
What are you talking about? He said, my mom has been calling me Jelly Roll since I was a baby.
Yeah.
So we'll have to say, I imagine this is probably going to have to settle. He'll have to pay and it'll go away. Hey, a landmark is about to be torn down. We go to Hawaii this morning, where the Haiku Stairs, often called the Stairway to Heaven, built during World War II, are now being torn down. They've been closed to the public since 1987, but the nearly 4,000 steps that twist through this mountain trail here are going to be removed.
Yeah, I know this area very well because they're popular on social media. Well, tourists continually are illegally trespassing this area that was roped off, but they don't care. City council members say the trespassing posed a significant liability and expense for their city and nearby neighbors, not to mention they have had to deal with the disruptions and disturbances of folks pouring into their neighborhood. Yeah, it's going to take at least 6 months and cost $500,000 to tear down this site. That is all according to the mayor's office. But again, social media took over, folks got up there, and that's when it really became truly popular.
Well, you can see where it would be dangerous. If you were planning to make that a stop on your Hawaiian vacation, you'll have to mark that off the list. Hey, fake Botox. We've been following this story for a couple of weeks now. These botched doses of Botox now leading to dozens of severe health problems reported to the CDC and the FDA. So as we continue to dive into this story, because it does continue to grow, both the CDC and the FDA reporting, in fact, earlier this week, that they've had 19 claims of people who have vision problems, difficulty breathing and swallowing, all connected to bogus Botox.
Both the CDC and the FDA believe that the counterfeit Botox was obtained by unlicensed sources, and they recommend only seeing licensed professionals if you're considering Botox. Seems like a no-brainer.
It does, but I guess people are maybe looking for a cheaper way to get it and going to a less reputable place. If you're noticing some of those symptoms and maybe you recently got injections, make sure you reach out to your doctor.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Code red weather for later today, but that threat is going down. I've ramped up a threat for tomorrow. We have 2 timelines to get to coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 at Mount Eagle. Big problems out there, even though both lanes seem to be open again. We've got the very latest.
We learn from experience, and the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
Impacting more than just the Covenant case, the battle over public information happening right here in Nashville. We are going to get into day 2 in just a little bit. We'll be following all those developments for you.
We do want to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Wednesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And the Code Red weather alert in effect for today and tomorrow. Greg is here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, this is going to be for just about a 4-hour period today. And every time I'm looking at new stuff coming in throughout this morning, it's looking like it's not going to be as big of a deal today. But tomorrow, there will be a line of storms that tracks through for just about all of us after sunset. So we're going to keep the alert mode going for the precaution of just later today, just to make sure we're good, though I really do believe our threat has just diminished so much overnight that we have to worry a little bit more about tomorrow now. Taking a look, we're not all clear, but we're definitely clearing out in some spots. Take a look, broken line of showers, even a few rumbles of thunder have tried to embed themselves in these steady light to moderate rain bands. One of them tracking right through Thompson Station as we speak. So we're talking 65 south of Nashville. We've had some frequent on and off lightning. This is not going to give us anything that goes too severe, but a little gusty, decent downpour for sure with the oranges and the reds right there. And this will continue to track toward the north and to the east. Another few showers. Most of our rain in Nashville is done. Now we're going to get these little tiny dots that pop up on the radar and give us a good 10, 15-minute shower here and there for the next couple of hours. The steadier rainfall has moved out toward the east. Lawrenceburg, though, 15, 20 minutes, you get another downpour. You're already getting the steady rain, but the heavier rain will move back in just a little bit. So taking a look at the forecast going forward, what is the big weather story? Very small chance for storms today. Most of us do not get a thunderstorm. However, tomorrow after sunset, we would say even after 9 o'clock, chance for storms will pick up a little bit, and then we gradually will get cooler going into the weekend. But right side of your screen, you're in the 60s and 70s on the way to the middle 80s later on this afternoon. All of us will be dry by dinner time.
Steer clear traffic with new crash to show you. This is happening on Bradley Parkway near Gallatin Pike. This is in the Madison area. Heads up as you make that drive out and about there towards the Madison and Donaldson area. I want to point a couple of things out in this particular shot. First of all, of course, we're dealing with the crash over here on the shoulder of the road. Then back behind me here, you may be able to see the ponding happening right here on this side of the road. As more and more of that rain gets out there and falls, some people are dodging it, just trying to get around some of that there on Bradley Parkway, Gallatin Pike. And if it's happening there, it's happening plenty of other places across the mid-state as well. This has been the biggest problem we've been dealing with all morning. I-24 at Cooley Rift. This is as you make that drive across Mount Eagle. So if you know you're headed towards Chattanooga, Kimball, South Pittsburgh, and that area in Grundy County, Coffee County, this is going to impact all of you. A fiery crash happened overnight involving several vehicles. They're going to be out here cleaning this up. The good news is now instead of closure, we do have one lane open in both directions. You can still get by using Highway 41.
7:04 is the time, and right now Fox 17 News following breaking news from overnight. Metro Police, they tell us they are searching for the person who they say stabbed a man in the arm. It happened at a Hattie B's restaurant over in West Nashville. So mapping that right behind me here. Dispatching confirming it happening at the restaurant over on Charlotte Avenue around 1:50 this morning. So very early. We're told the victim was taken to the hospital, but as of right now, there is no update on their condition.
It happened so fast, but yeah, he pushed me out the way, and I think he got the blood of it all.
We have an update this morning. New developments as Metro Police now confirm they have the car that was involved in the deadly hit and run of a TSU football player. Officers found this red Ford Edge in the backyard of a home on Oakhurst Drive. Police say the driver hit Shazon Page on Gallatin Pike early Sunday morning. His family says he pushed his girlfriend out of the way of that speeding car. Officers right now still looking for the person who was behind the wheel at the time. If you have any information, you're asked to call Nashville Crime Stoppers. That number is 742-7463.
And we have continuing coverage right now. The battle to release the Covenant school shooter's writings is very much an ongoing debate. And the first day of the hearing wrapped up Tuesday afternoon. Fox 17 News' investigative reporter Amanda Chin is sharing what you need to know this Wednesday morning.
I'll be inside the courtroom as we are expected to hear rebuttal from the petitioners. The National Police Association, the Tennessean, the Tennessee Star, the Tennessee Firearms Association, and Senator Todd Gardenhire are suing for those writings to be released. Metro says they denied their public records request due to several exceptions, including the fact it's still an open criminal investigation, but are not against redacted documents being released once the investigation is complete. Petitioners believe that exemption does not apply since there is no pending criminal action, just a mere possibility, and feel Metro has not shown there is one. Metro Legal says they would be able to release redacted writings of the shooter found in her car. Chancellor Aisha Miles also allowed the Covenant families to intervene, which led to delays in these proceedings for months. Attorneys for the Covenant families believe these writings will jeopardize school safety and security plans and will further traumatize the families.
We learn from experience. And the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
This isn't just about our children, the current students at the Covenant School, and the future of the Covenant School. It's about trying to ensure that there are no future victims that are inspired by this shooter and her ramblings.
Reporting from inside the Old Metro Courthouse, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Metro Police say the results are in for license plate readers. Coming up, we're going to tell you why they claim the cameras are making a huge impact in a very short period of time.
Fox 17 News has been tracking the search for Sebastian Rogers since he disappeared from his home.
You're in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:09 is the time. During the last 6 months of 2023, the city of Nashville installed license plate readers in several parts of the city. Now, they say those readers helped to recover 87 vehicles. Total worth is over $1 million. They also say they arrested 112 people. They are ready to install them all across the city full time because last 6 months was just a pilot program. Listen to the voice of a Metro Police Deputy Chief who talks about how the cameras could be used in hit-and-run situations.
And out of those 10 fatalities, we can do a historical search to try to find a lead, that plate owner, registered owner, so that we can give that to the investigator to do some research. We still have 8 unsolved cases where if we would have had LPRs, we might have been able to help those investigators solve these crimes. Right now, these crimes are just sitting there and they're not being solved because we don't have the investigative leads to move forward.
Now, of course, they're using the terms LPR, that stands for license plate reader. Up next for the Metro Council is a vote on exactly where these cameras should be located. Continuing coverage this morning as there is new life for a bill that would allow for the creation of a special board to oversee the development of multiple acres of land on both sides of the brand new Titans Dome Stadium. Now, Metro Council has unanimously approved an agreement to develop 30 acres of Metro-owned land at the East Bank. The agreement is between the Metro government, and it allows both entities with the state and the city to bring the East Bank vision to life. Now, the project was developed by the Nashville Planning Department after 2 years of community engagement. Metro says the plan does include a vibrant, mixed-income, multi-communal community adjacent to Nashville's downtown neighborhood.
And coming up in your Code Red forecast, we're tracking rain on the radar as we speak, who is seeing it and when it moves out of your neighborhood. 2 chances for storms between now and the end of tomorrow we'll also look at in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to Briley Parkway at Gallatin Pike. The rain has created some hazards out there. We've got the very latest with your steer clear traffic. Plus, the Tennessee Department of Transportation is working to shed some light on highway workers' safety.
Party's over, boys.
Drive the Nissan Sentra. Get a low $239 per month lease on Sentra or get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 and 2024 vehicle trims.
Hey, 7:14 is the time. The Nashville Sounds, or as they're called now, temporarily, the Brewskis, taking on the Omaha Storm Chasers at First Horizon Park last night. So we're showing you a soggy look this Wednesday morning. Nashville narrowly fell to Omaha, though. It was a 10-9 loss in the series opener.
All right, Omaha, here's the deal. It's hard to win when you're behind 7-0 right out the gate.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really hard to make it up. So the Sounds fall short. They're getting another chance tonight as they take on the Storm Chasers. And that's going to go through this week. They're starting off a homestand. I'll be out there Friday attempting a first pitch.
Stop that.
We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, Greg's tracking the weather. Greg, are they going to be able to get in all these games on time, do you think?
Today, absolutely. Tomorrow, kind of gray area for the last couple of innings of the game.
Okay.
But today, everything's done by dinner time for all of us, which is nice. There's a 4-hour window, though, of opportunity for some of these showers to get a little bit of oomph going here from the sun that is now up. Let's take a look here at what is happening. We have no severe weather. We are code red, but for nothing that is happening in the moment. For the next 3-4 hours, just some light to moderate rainfall. Most of our rainfall in the Nashville area has gotten much lighter, but there will be a few more pockets that will be on and off throughout the next hour or two. Find your little 10-minute window. Get out there, let the dog out, get right back inside, and give yourself a few hours, and then you can go for the long walk a little bit later. Taking a look. Moderate rainfall right here, right along I-24 going up toward Nashville from the south and the east. Eagleville seeing some pretty decent rain coming down as we speak as well. This is not going to be anything severe, not even close, but definitely a nuisance here. You might have even a little bit of ponding in a few spots. Lawrenceburg, listen up. Yeah, rain going to get really quickly on the heavier side here for about a half hour for you. Up there it goes. Radar updating in real time. Look out your window. You probably notice it. You probably might even hear it. This is what I've got circled for you. You're going to go, why is there a giant circle where nothing's happening? Well, this area still has some cloud cover, but as we get this line moving more and more toward the east in the next couple of hours, this is the area we have to watch for any potential stronger to severe thunderstorms. That threat is almost down to 0. The only 2 things we would have to worry about would be wind and hail. I have taken tornadoes out of the occasion for all of today. Out of the equation, excuse me. So taking a look, 85 degrees this afternoon and tomorrow, right in that ballpark as well. We'll go mid-80s both days. And we will be dry across the board by dinner time into this evening. Not a drop of rain for your Thursday until after sunset tomorrow. That's a day we'll talk about in a few minutes, because that one we could all work through at least a line of thunderstorms, even if they don't turn into anything that is going to be severe. Overnight, temperatures still in the 50s for a few more nights.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about. This time we're going to Briley Parkway at Gallatin Pike in the Madison area. You can see how traffic is getting by, despite the fact we do have a crash here on the shoulder where Metro Police are involved. TDOT out there as well. No need to steer clear. You can get by. Just be aware it is there. Where you may need to steer clear is if you're coming in anywhere south of town. We've got all the colors of the rainbow up here this morning. From Spring Hill into downtown, we're talking about nearly an hour and a half. Both 65s clogged up because of a crash. Highway 31 is a mess, too, because of congestion cutting through that area. So if you're trying to get down from Columbia into Franklin, into Brentwood, into Nashville, you want to take that into consideration. It's going to take you longer than normal. You could try to use 431, places like that, to steer clear, but just in all honesty, it's going to be slow coming from Thompson Station, Columbia, Spring Hill, all of it. It's going to be rough going north.
Justin, thank you. 7:18 is your time right now. And new this morning, a bill passes in the Tennessee House that sponsors say will make our state safer.
Well, it removes the defendant's ability to pay bail from the bond setting process. To explain right now is Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live to explain what this means. Karen, can you take us through this?
Yes, good morning. The bill sponsor says that the bill would essentially make it harder for people who are walking through those doors to jail to post bond, and it would keep them out of the community. The bill removes the consideration of a defendant's ability to pay based on their financial situation. This comes at the heels of a large bail reform debate following offenders with multiple offenses being accused of getting out easier and causing a safety issue in the community. Those against the bill say not considering affordability is going against constitutional rights. Republican State Rep John Giuseppe said part in a statement, "There is a revolving door of criminals going in and out of our judicial system." Democratic Representative John Ray Clemens disagrees. He says that this bill makes it inequitable for some people, that it would basically benefit the rich and that the poor would not be able to benefit. So even though there are people who are accusing those that are considered, because of their financial situation, of having a low bond, he says that it just isn't realistic for those people that can afford it and isn't fair. Governor Bill Lee still needs to sign the bill for it to become law. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thanks. 7:19 right now. New this morning, Metro Police say a man's been arrested at a mid-state fast food joint. An employee called police after saying the guy looked like he was drunk and taking pills with a child waiting in his car. Let's get you up to speed here now. Everything we've been able to learn, this happened right at the Five Guys on Lebanon Pike. Mapped it out here for you. Officers say Terry Tungate told the people working at the Five Guys that he was just ordering food for his son. Well, after they called police and they got out there, they did a search, and police say that Mr. Tungate had a bottle of oxycodone in his pocket, a bag of marijuana, 2 bottles of Xanax, and an AR-style gun in the car with his 8-year-old son.
He is now facing several charges, including DUI with a child, also child endangerment. If you want to catch up on this case, go to fox17.com. After the break, a mess for your commute, the stretch of roadway that you're going to want to avoid for the next 3 months.
And right now, we have a live look from Nashville. Kicking off your Wednesday, it is hump day, and it's a rainy start to the day, but that does not deter the work that happens on Lower Broadway. You can
Day Elantra with America's best warranty. Lease an Elantra for $199 a month, or get 3.89% APR or $1,000 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
7:23 is the time. Welcome back. If you are headed out the door this morning, you should know that today is National Work Zone Awareness Week. Now, the goal is to try to improve driving safety out there on Tennessee interstates, especially for the highway construction and maintenance workers who are out there every day.
Yeah, so listen, they dedicate an entire week to raising awareness. Chances are, if you've been driving on the interstates here, you've seen the overhead signs. Not only do they have the words, but they have an image that it says work with us. Joining us this morning is Rebecca Hammonds, the Community Relations Officer for TDOT, to talk a little bit about this project. Rebecca, it has been heartbreaking every time over the years we've had to tell stories about these highway workers who have been injured or killed while they're out there just trying to work on the roads. Talk to us about the importance of making sure people move over.
Yeah, you know, our road workers, the ones that we contract with, and of course our TDOT workers, they're just trying to do their job just like anybody else. Unfortunately, their job is in the middle of rush hour or crazy congestion right next to vehicles going 70, 80 miles an hour. And it is critical that people not only pay attention, but like you said, slow down and move over to give them the space to work.
Rebecca, can you just talk about the importance of following the instructions of the TDOT workers? I think a lot of people feel like they're not law enforcement, so I don't have to do what they say. These folks are just out here for a suggestion. Can you just talk about the importance of when they ask you to do something, it is for your safety?
Yeah, so a lot of times when we see these crashes, we have safety mechanisms in place to protect our team. We have things called attenuators and other safety mechanisms that are designed to take the impact of a crash, to take the impact of that blow. But the driver, your only safety mechanism is yourself and your vehicle. And a lot of times the driver is injured before our employees or before the road worker is. Also, there's a fine that can be incurred if law enforcement is out there. So, really, it's about everyone's safety.
And to your point, Erica, it is worth reiterating, especially because we have so many people who are new to the mid-state, moving from out of state. We do have the move over law that states if law enforcement is present, you by law, if you are able to, you must move over and give them an extra lane to work just to keep everybody safe. All right, Rebecca Hammonds, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Let's get over to Greg. He's got a look at your forecast.
Time right now, 7:26, and the big 4 threats that we always look for when it comes to severe weather are right here on the screen. I've taken one off completely, and that is the threat for any tornadoes late morning into the afternoon. Now, if we do get any thunderstorms that get strong enough to be severe, which is a very, very small chance, wind and hail would be the 2 things that we'd have to watch out for. Other than that, just some decent downpours will be on the radar. We've got a couple that are already out there, tracking as this moves away from us. Nashville by about 10 o'clock. We're relatively out of the rain. There's still a few little light green specks here on future track, but that only means that a light sprinkle or two. The consistent, steady rainfall moves out fairly quickly. By the time we get to noon, almost all of us are in the clear, and by 1 p.m., not much to worry about. By the time we reach dinner, even some sunshine before we get to sunset. 80s again today. We don't get colder. We get right back into the middle 80s this afternoon. Right side of your screen, we have temperatures that are in the 60s and low 70s. 4 p.m. tomorrow, radar becomes active once again. A few isolated showers and weak storms, but a line moves through. 9 p.m. through the first few hours of the overnight, and then this will be out of here by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning. That could bring in a few more wind gusts, also some small size hail, and all of us have the potential to hear some rumbles of thunder as we go into tomorrow night into very early on your Friday.
Well, the debate continues about how to protect children in our schools. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at the bill aiming to allow teachers to carry guns in schools. Plus, we're taking a look at that steer clear traffic. This is down on I-24 in Mount Eagle. They're finally making some progress, it would seem, as far as
23 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and Gladiator models. Hurry, don't miss this great offer.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Ooh, look at that. There we go. Taking a live look here. We have rain coming down across a good chunk of the mid-state that could give you a little bit of a slowdown to your day. We're in a Code Red threat alert for a couple of hours later today and then late tomorrow into Friday morning. We'll take a look at that timeline in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic at I-24 near Mount Eagle. Things are starting to improve down here. We're going to tell you about the crash that happened here overnight, plus a messy commute elsewhere.
And it's a story that made national headlines for years. Now a hearing is set to take place to determine if Holly Bobo's convicted murderer is going to get a new trial. We're going to share the details in a couple of minutes.
I know so many people waiting to find out more about that, and we'll be covering it for you all day today.
Thank you so much, though, for waking up with us here on a busy Wednesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. When those other stations go to their morning network programming, that's all pre-recorded. It's not even live, but we have you covered, especially with these Code Red weather updates, watching storms and rain track through this morning. And how's the afternoon looking, Greg?
Afternoon looks much better than what we have right now. I would tell you, most of us by about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock this afternoon are done for the day. Everything looks good after school. After school sports should go off without a hitch, and temperatures back into the 80s again. This is just the problem, few hours we have to deal with. This is not Code Red weather right now, but in the coming hours, as all these showers move out toward the plateau, the last few hours of them lingering could give us a strong storm or two. All of those indicators have been going down overnight, but the rain has been coming down as well. The little areas of yellow and orange showing us some decent downpours, one right over Murfreesboro right now. Moving toward Auburn town in about 20 minutes. We get a little ways away from Murfreesboro and head back toward Nashville. Things have improved quite a bit. Now we're talking light greens. Light greens mean very light pitter-patters of rainfall and a few little pockets will be here and there for the coming 2 to 3 hours in the Nashville area. Also, a decent batch of some rain pulling toward the Lewisburg area. You've already got light rain. It'll pick up a bit for you here in about 10 minutes. Not much lightning now. Lightning has died down considerably in the last hour. We're still in alert mode, though, for 11 o'clock through 4 p.m. for the Cumberland Plateau. Our timing has been changing progressively throughout this morning, which is good because the window keeps shrinking. Taking a look, you can see the wet pavement downtown. Cloud cover up ahead, not a whole lot of sun to kick off the day, but you will have some a little bit later today. So 2 rounds. One of them will be Again, late morning into early afternoon. The second will be from 6 p.m. until midnight tomorrow going into Friday morning. The only threats on the scale now are wind and hail, so this will not be 2 days that we have to worry about tornadoes or tornado warnings. So we've got a lot of good things going for us here on a Wednesday morning.
Steer clear traffic takes us out to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard at Gallatin Pike. This is out here in the Sumner County area where things are slow. Things are rainy too, and it could create some problems with ponding. So even if you're these folks and there's no congestion, you're flying along, listen. It's hazardous out there when the rain is like this. You never know when you can come across that pond and hydroplane that's twisting around. It's no good. Don't want to do that. All right, here we are, I-24 Cooley's Rift coming across the Mount Eagle area. We had a fiery crash here overnight that shut down both sides of the interstate. Glad to see that at least one lane in both directions are reopened, but they still have a lot of work to do out there before they were able to reopen all lanes. It is a real mess out in that direction. Speaking of mess, it is a real mess across no matter where you are here in the mid-state. Clarksville at 90 minutes as we do have a crash very close to Old Hickory Boulevard coming down from the Clarksville area. Murfreesboro into downtown at 85 minutes. Spring Hill, there's a crash as well on I-65 very close to the Murfreesboro Road exit 65 there. There is a crash in that area, slowing things down to 88 minutes coming in out of Spring Hill.
Justin, thank you. Happening today is going to be a hearing determining whether to seal certain information against Zachary Adams. He is the man convicted of killing Holly Bobo back in 2011.
Yeah, it's a story that gripped the mid-state and the nation. Adams sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2017. Graphic testimony from star witness Jason Autry helped essentially seal Adams' conviction. Autry described serving as the lookout while he claimed Adams shot Holly Bobo. But in February, Jason Autry recanted his testimony, saying he made the whole thing up.
Well, Adams is now asking for his conviction to be thrown out. The state of Tennessee is arguing that the video interviews in which Autry recanted his testimony should be stricken from the record. The hearing is set to start at 9:30 a.m. And of course, Fox 17 News, we will continue sharing any kind of updates.
And this morning, the debate continues in Crisis in the Classroom on whether staffers should be allowed to carry guns on school grounds.
A big debate here. This is all a bill that is sitting on the House desk, and we are now hearing from teachers. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is joining us to explain what the teachers have to say about this.
Well, first and foremost, Erica and Jen, this bill passed hit a pause on the House floor in the wake of the Covenant School mass shooting. 1 year later, it passed in the Senate and is expected to be heard in the House. Now, some teachers say this is a terrible idea and could cause more harm than good, and no amount of training would make it safe, while other teachers say this is the reality we live in now.
Well, there's a possibility that the teacher would fail to secure that gun, and that a student could get a hold of it, or that in a really bad fight or something, if the teacher were overpowered by a student who got the gun.
You don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done. It could act as a really big deterrent to prevent these attacks from even happening at schools, because it's no longer just a soft target now.
And as the bill stands, there are requirements for a school staffer to carry. The staff member must have an enhanced handgun carry permit, completed 40 hours of basic training, and a minimum of 40 hours of approved training specific to the school policing. Now, time is running out in this session, and we will keep you up to date on when this bill hits the floor. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Coming up, I'll have details on a bill that makes sure people can't just bail out of jail just because they can't afford to pay it.
All right, Fox 17 News continuing our Code Red weather alert this Wednesday. You can
low monthly payments with 0% interest for 84 months. Shop now, spend less, and get more. Only at Ashley.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by the Rocky McElhaney Law Firm.
7:40 is the time. Cracking down on crime this morning. We are discussing some brand new legislative measures that would reshape the bail system here in Tennessee.
And the argument that reshaping it could lead to better safety for some folks. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live to explain how they think this would make our community safer.
Good morning. Well, the bill sponsor says the first and foremost consideration of any judicial commissioner is to determine whether or not the person who is accused of a crime can make bond or not, depending on their financial situation. Well, the bill that passed in the Senate and most recently in the House aims to change that. Again, this is all based on the determination of their financial consideration, and some people feel that this is a way that does not make the community safer because there have been repeat offenders who are let out of jail easier and have continued to commit serious crimes. Sometimes they get a low bond, proponents of the bill argue. In part in a statement, State Representative John Gillespie, who is a sponsor, says we must instead focus on the danger that person poses to the community. This bill is an important step in making Memphis and all of Tennessee safer. Representative John Ray Clemens disagrees. He says there are numerous factors that go into deciding bond. This bill wouldn't make the community any safer.
Expressly prohibiting financial considerations from the bail system and naming a bail is not going to solve the problem or better protect our communities. It's simply going to create an unfair access to justice.
The bill now needs to be signed by Governor Bill Lee to become law. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. 7:42 is the time right now. You'll notice that Karen and Peyton are both out there wearing their rain jackets with the hoods up this morning. Rain is moving through parts of the mid-state. Small storm chances as we look at the weather story. Greg's working on some other bigger pieces to your weather puzzle, so I'll just kind of give you the rundown here. Today, that small storm chance. Tomorrow, Thursday, a greater threat for storms. We're going to continue our code red weather alert through tomorrow, and then we're looking ahead to a cooler weekend. We'll join Greg again in just a few minutes for a deeper dive in your forecast.
We're also watching your steer clear traffic because of this particular drive coming in from Spring Hill. Look at all the red and yellow there. As you make that drive up from Spring Hill, we're going to tell you the best ways we can to steer clear.
Whenever they didn't find Sebastian after the second, third day, it really hit my heart.
And after more than a month of searching and still no answers.
Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Drive KBB.com's best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
7:45 is the time this Wednesday morning. We do want to check in with our Code Red meteorologist because folks are busy planning out their day and it's off to a soggy start.
It truly is very gloomy outside. Still warm, which is nice in the afternoon. Believe it or not.
I just caught you in the hallway. You said this is good.
This is good for right now because it means the afternoon's going to calm down. We'll get back into the 80s again and might even end the day with some sun. Ooh. So there are a lot of good things in today's forecast. Got to get through all the inconveniences of this morning, though, when it comes to having the rain gear and knowing that the rain is not done yet, slowly moving. I'll tell you right now, when we went on air at 4 o'clock this morning, it was already in portions of Middle Tennessee. It has not moved all that much at all in the course of the last 3 hours. There have been a couple little thunder booms out there, but nothing that we can't handle. Have the umbrella, have the windshield wipers ready to go and the headlights on, and just take it easy this morning. The afternoon drive will be way easier to make it through. We're still tracking 2 potential rounds of some storms. I have changed this timing here in the last couple of hours to 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for anything that gets strong. And that's all going to be east of I-65, and it is the world's most minimal threat we've had in quite some time when it comes to severe weather. This one we have to watch a little more carefully. 6 p.m. to midnight, strong storms are possible, at least thunder across the board. And we've almost wiped the slate clean here when it comes to our severe weather threats. Tornadoes, not even existent anymore when it comes to any potential severe weather. Wind and hail, very small threats. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to get a few decent downpours and some thunder and some lightning that we have to work with, but even Future Track with this brand new update gets us through 10 o'clock, and then by 1 p.m., everything is out of here. So that's how quickly we're going to move into drier times. You might get flashes of sunshine before you even leave work later today or before the kids even get home from school. After school practices, any games kids have, everything is perfect. We'll be in the 80s again, a little breezy, and it will still be wet. So say you're going to go be sitting on the bleachers later today. Well, we had the rain this morning. Get the towel. Don't be walking up going, oh, Here we go, because the rain won't go away that quickly when it comes to the after effect. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., a couple of showers and storms are out there. Nothing severe then. This, though, is 9 p.m. 9 p.m. taking us into the overnight hours, a weakening line of thunderstorms, decent rainfall, decent thunder and lightning. Do they get strong enough to give us severe weather? Likely not, but we're watching them very carefully. And again, the same threats. It would be a wind and hail threat if that were to come about. The sneak peek of your 7-day forecast and my next topic coming up before we get to 8 o'clock is Saturday and Sunday. Significantly cooler. How do we get there? We'll work through it.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a look at a big mess we're following out of Williamson County this morning. This is a live look here at I-65 at I-840 south of town. It is a really slow go as you make that drive in from all parts of Williamson County, whether you're in Columbia or down in Spring Hill, Thompson Station. If you're anywhere south of Franklin, this is going to be part of your drive here. It is not just here. It's in other areas of this south of town location across Williamson County as well. 73 minutes in from Spring Hill right now. We do have a crash, at least a couple of different ones reported. One at Paytonville Road, which is exit 61, then another one 4 miles from there where we have a crash reported at the Murfreesboro Road exit here on 65. Now, it looks like things are starting to lighten up, so that's good news because it's really bad getting in from that location right now. Speaking of bad, we're also dealing with a crash on I-24 coming down from the Clarksville area here. This is coming in through the Whites Creek area from Clarksville Highway. All of that is clogged up right now. You could try to take Whites Creek Pike or Clarksville Highway to steer clear, but both of them running slow there as well. And of course, we continue to follow that crash on Mount Eagle this morning, making that drive up over the hill, the mountain, whatever you want to call it. They've got lanes reopened after a really rough crash earlier in the morning.
In Operation Crime and Justice, police are now searching for the suspect accused of stabbing a man in downtown Nashville. This happened last month.
Right, and police tell us that Gerald Sanford is the man accused of stabbing that person in the Walk of Fame Park. March 31st, the Walk of Fame Park in Nashville is a huge tourist attraction. The victim seriously injured. Reportedly, Sanford aggressively asked the guy for money, walked away, then came back with a knife. Sanford now being charged with attempted criminal homicide.
Police are asking if you know where he might be. You should go ahead and call Crime Stoppers. We're sharing that number for you right here at the bottom of your screen.
A story that has captured the hearts of people around the mid-state, and that is the search for Sebastian Rogers, the missing Sumner County teenager, 15 years old with autism. And investigators say they still don't have any good new leads as to what happened to him.
And that father has a renewed call for action, right? Fox 17 News investigative reporter Kelly Avellino has been following Sebastian's disappearance from the beginning. So Kelly, what now can you tell us?
Well, Erica and Jen, we know this has been a devastating, traumatic, and frustrating experience for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. He has taken off work to search for his son nearly every day, and still there is no trace of Sebastian. Sebastian, we know, is believed to have walked off from his home in the Shackle Island area of Sumner County in the middle of the night back on February 25th. That, according to his mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. But now Seth Rogers has launched an online petition on change.org calling for the FBI to take the lead instead of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and TBI, and he wants this case investigated as criminal. Take a look here. Seth Rogers writing, "We want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff's Office. It has been 50 days since Sebastian has gone missing. No scent trail from dogs, no video footage of Sebastian leaving his mother's house, yet no criminal investigation at all by TBI or the Sumner County Sheriff's Office." That petition has nearly 12,000 signatures this morning. The Sheriff's Office, TBI, and trained teams we know from around the state did search a 5-mile radius around Sebastian's home. They searched that area earlier this month again. Sumner County Sheriff Eric Craddock has said he has not found evidence of foul play. As that is said, though, nothing is being ruled out. Now, I did check in with the Sheriff's Office and TBI again this morning and have not heard back. Now, I can tell you, in the meantime, volunteer search teams continue to help Seth Rogers, searching areas around Sumner County outside of that initial 5-mile radius. Erica and Jen.
Kelly, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for Fox 17 News this morning. We are glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. This is a live look at downtown Nashville.
Classic Fords here, 1967 Ford Fairlane GT, 1965 Mustang GT. Come see us at Batesville, Lebanon, Tennessee. We'll take anything that don't eat.
$7:55, and as promised a few minutes ago, let's talk about the upcoming weekend. I told you that we're going to have cooler temperatures that move in. We're going to go from 84 degrees this afternoon. We're just tracking a couple of storms that are out there right now, mainly just regular run-of-the-mill rainfall, but there will be a few storms that do bubble up and then die down by the middle of the afternoon, leading us to a partly cloudy day and even some sun by sunset. Then we just go a few days into the future. This weekend, significantly cooler. 68 will be your high on Saturday with only 62 on Sunday. Morning temperatures are roughly 10 to 15 degrees cooler than this morning is as well. There'll be a few thunderstorms, no indicators for any severe weather, but there will be a few pop-up storms, we'll call them, during the afternoons here on Saturday and Sunday. Many more dry hours. We're not canceling plans. We're just planning around those time frames when they get a little more locked down. After Thursday night, we'll know much better when it comes to the time frame of Saturday and Sunday. But just get ready for a cooler one here, maybe even a slight wardrobe change compared to this past weekend for sure. Looking at our Code Red weather app, you can track the rain we've got out there right now. It's slowly chugging along through the area of Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, and it's going to continue to stay with us until early afternoon. Scan that QR code, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You can also always follow along on social media. You can go to Facebook, find any of us there. If you find Jen right now, you might be able to really find us there. Just a little tease. We kind of go behind the scenes sometimes. You could also find us on our X pages on Twitter.com or Instagram. We'll take a look at your 7-day and any new updates to Future Track as we go into our 8 o'clock half hour.
Steer clear traffic takes us to 65 at Long Hollow Pike. This is in Goodlettsville. Just picked up this crash a short time ago. The good news is it's not on the interstate. It is on the ramp coming off from Long Hollow Pike onto I-65. So heads up in that area. You can get by there. It's just on the ramp lane there, and it's open as well. And you can see the traffic moving along here, but you can see the mist kicking back as well. Keep those headlights on in rain like this, not so you can see, but so other drivers can see you. Is to increase your own visibility. We'll continue to watch the roads out there for you, tell you about other areas of town.
All right, Justin, thank you. New this Wednesday morning in entertainment headlines, country music star Jelly Roll is being sued by a Philadelphia-based wedding band for allegedly infringing on their trademark.
All right, if you were watching our Facebook Live just moments ago, you heard us talk about this. Here's the deal. That is a wedding band in Pennsylvania that has the name Jelly Roll. All right, that's the name of the wedding band. Well, they filed a lawsuit claiming that they own the trademark for that name. The band claims they've been going by Jelly Roll since 1980. That would be 4 years before Jelly Roll, as we know him, was ever even born.
Oh, okay. Well, the suit alleges that Jelly Roll's name has caused confusion for events in Northeast Pennsylvania and has even caused, they say, irreparable harm to their brand image and their business. The country singer claims that his mom called him Jelly Roll when he was just a small child. So you go ahead and you make your own decision there.
Take it up with mama.
That's right.
I don't know if they want to do that.
No. Hey, we're also taking a look over on our Fox 17 News Facebook page, calling all Luke Combs fans ages 21 and up. All right, you got to be 21 and up. You could get free tickets to the country music star's upcoming Growing Up and Getting Old tour, plus beer money. Combs is teaming up with Miller Lite to give fans a chance to see him live. Yeah, they've created tour trucker hats for about $20. If you want to read more about this story and all the tour stops, go to fox17.com.
You might need a second job in order to afford tickets.
Ooh.
So, in that vein, check out the Gaylord Opryland. They're hiring. If you are looking for maybe a side hustle, seasonal hiring event is happening right now at Gaylord Opryland. They'll have on-the-spot interviews and then job offers right there to fill their seasonal positions. This is happening April 23rd. So again, if you're looking for a job or a side hustle, April 23rd would be the day to go check it out. They'll be hiring bartenders, servers, guest service experts, and cashiers. It'll go from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 23rd, right across from the Magnolia lobby.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Hey, do you know someone who is a hometown hero in our community doing amazing things? Because if you do, all of us here at Fox 17 News, we would love to share their story.
Ponce Law and Fox 17 have been teaming up for years now to find and award local hometown heroes. Each person we honor every month wins $1,000, and we have met people from all walks of life.
For sure.
It has really been incredible to see the extraordinary things that everyday people are doing.
Hey, if you want to go ahead and make a nomination, maybe someone is coming to your mind right now. Do this. Go to poncelaw.com/hometown hero. Every month, a selected hero is then going to be featured right here on Fox 17 News.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Still tracking through some showers this morning, exiting the Nashville area hour by hour. What this means for the rest of today and any potential Code Red weather coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us north of town, 65 at Log Hollow Pike. We're going to give you the very latest on this drive and others.
We learn from experience. And the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
This is all pertaining to the Covenant case, but what happens in the hearings here in Nashville could set a precedent everywhere when it comes to the battle over public information. We're talking specifically about the Covenant school shooters' writing. So a lot we're expecting to have happen today, and we'll be keeping you posted all morning.
A lot to get to, so certainly thank you first for waking up with us here on a Wednesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m.
Let's get started with our Code Red weather alert because, Greg, you do have some good updates here. I heard you a minute ago.
We definitely do. Our chance for severe weather today is about as close to zero as you can get. Now, the morning is inconvenient. We got the rain coming down, we have the ponding, we have the puddles, the rain gear, but as far as the afternoon goes, I would say by 4 o'clock, we're all done with everything. We even get some sunshine by about 5 o'clock, and we hit the 80s. So just have to get through this morning. Right side of your screen, current temperatures have us in the 50s and 60s. We're still in alert mode, though. Even though our threat for today has gone down a ton, even just since this morning, that does not mean that tomorrow is not a day we're still watching. Tomorrow after 6 p.m., the possibility of some stronger storms out there as well. We'll kick the cloud cover later, but for right now, the good news is the cloudier we stay and the more of the steady rainfall that we get to come through, the better we're going to be later on this morning into the afternoon hours. Taking a look, though, wet pavement, that is the name of the game. Still watching 2 potential rounds of thunderstorms. There have been a few booms this morning, don't get me wrong, but that was never a time frame to watch for any stronger storms. Still a small chance there, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., mainly well east of I-65 and down toward the Alabama state line. Here's the one we're going to watch for all of us to work into some heavy rain and possible thunderstorms, 6 p.m. to midnight. That's tomorrow, so 6 p.m. Thursday to midnight going into Friday. Strong storms are a little more likely. It's still a very small threat, but they're definitely a possibility that we have to work through with Future Track. And then we'll look at what threats we face. We always talk the big 4, tornadoes, wind, hail, and flooding. We'll put all 4 of those on the screen for you. You see how high they are in each category.
All right, let's get to your steer clear traffic this morning. I-65 at Long Hollow Pike. This is over in Goodlettsville. Traffic can't get by. The ambulance and a fire truck was just here. They both just left the scene a few moments ago, so hopefully that'll clear things up for you. Jumping on that on-ramp, leaving Goodlettsville, going north towards eventually, let's see what's up there, White House and Portland or Linda, further up that hill a little bit. So good to see that there in the Sumner County area. Overall drives are not looking great this morning. We are very slow no matter where you're coming from. Franklin, Kentucky into downtown, 75 minutes, 85 minutes still from Murfreesboro into downtown. Normally by this time of the morning, this time starts to come down, but not this morning. Columbia into Nashville at 76 minutes. We've got all kinds of crashes on 65 south of town from Columbia to Thompson Station, from Spring Hill, all kinds of slowdowns on 65. You could try to use 431 if you want as a good way to try and steer clear.
8:04 is the time, and right now we are continuing to follow breaking news from overnight. Metro Police say they are trying to track down the person who they believe stabbed a man in the arm at Hattie B's restaurant over in West Nashville. Well, dispatchers confirming it happened at the restaurant over on Charlotte Avenue around 1:50 this morning, so very early. We're told the victim was taken to the hospital, but as of right now, we do not have an update on his condition.
It happened so fast, but yeah, he pushed me out the way, and I think he got the blood of it all.
New developments this morning as Metro Police now say they found the car that was moving at the time that the driver hit and killed a TSU football player. Officers say they found the red Ford Edge in the backyard of a home on Oakhurst Drive. You can see all of the damage to the front end and to the windshield there. Police say whoever was driving that car hit Shazon Page, Gallatin Pike, early Sunday morning. His family says, yes, he did push his girlfriend out of the way of the speeding car. Officers are looking for the person behind the wheel. So if you have any information, please call Crime Stoppers. That number is 742-7463.
Well, we also have continuing coverage on the battle to release the Covenant school shooters' writings. It's very much an ongoing debate, and the first day of the hearing wrapped up Tuesday afternoon. Our Fox 17 News investigative reporter Amanda Chin is sharing what you need to know this Wednesday morning.
I'll be inside the courtroom as we are expected to hear rebuttal from the petitioners. The National Police Association, the Tennessean, the Tennessee Star, the Tennessee Firearms Association, and Senator Todd Gardenhire are suing for those writings to be released. Metro says they denied their public records request due to several exceptions, including the fact it's still an open criminal investigation, but are not against redacted documents being released once the investigation is complete. Petitioners believe that exemption does not apply since there is no pending criminal action, just a mere possibility, and feel Metro has not shown there is one. Metro Legal says they would be able to release redacted writings of the shooter found in her car. Chancellor Aisha Miles also allowed the Covenant families to intervene, which led to delays in these proceedings for months. Attorneys for the Covenant families believe these writings will jeopardize school safety and security plans and will further traumatize the families.
We learn from experience, and the more horrible the experience is, the more important it is to learn from that experience and learn everything possible from that experience to prevent future such experiences.
This isn't just about our children, the current students at the Covenant School, and the future of the Covenant School. It's about trying to ensure that there are no future victims that are inspired by this shooter and her ramblings.
Reporting from inside the Old Metro Courthouse, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Amanda, thank you. If you would like to read more about this story and all of our previous coverage to catch up, visit fox17.com. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on all of our social media platforms.
Right now at 8:07, Metro Police say results are in for license plate readers. We're going to tell you why they claim these cameras are making a big impact in a short amount of time.
And Fox 17 News, we've been tracking the search for Sebastian Rogers, the 15-year-old, ever since he disappeared.
Drive me wild.
Know about severe weather before it happens. Download the Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
8:10 is the time. During the last 6 months of 2023, the city of Nashville had license plate readers located in several parts of the city. Now, they say those readers helped to recover 87 vehicles. The total worth of those vehicles is over $1 million. They also say they made 112 arrests because of those license plate readers in just 6 months. Now they're ready to install them across the city full time. You can listen to the voice of the chief deputy for Metro Police talk about how these particular license plate readers could be used to solve crimes that right now they don't have a clue for.
And here's some examples. It happens all over the county. 1700 block of DB Todd. There's no physical evidence that's this one at all. No cameras, no crash, debris or nothing. We put out a bunch of media releases to the community for help, but has come back with nothing. Central Pike and Holder Boulevard, we do know the vehicle, what type of vehicle it is, but we don't have a license plate. Again, media releases did not generate any leads for us at all.
So they believe that having these readers in place would have given them additional information to find out who's responsible for some of those hit and runs. Now, coming up next for the Metro Council is a vote on exactly where these cameras will be located across the city. Continuing coverage this morning as there is brand new life for a bill that allows for the creation of a special board to oversee the development of multiple acres on both sides of the new Nissan Dome Stadium. Now, the Metro Council has unanimously approved an agreement to develop 30 acres of land on Nashville's East Bank. Now, the agreement is between the Metro Nashville government as well as the Fallow Company. It allows both entities to bring the Imagine East Bank vision to life. Now, the project was developed by the Nashville Planning Department after 2 years of community engagement. We talked about all those meetings that happened there in regards to this. Metro says the plan does include a vibrant mixed income community that is going to be located right next to downtown Nashville. They say it's going to be a place for everyone. We'll see.
Coming up next in your Cookeville forecast, we're working through some showers this morning. A lot of the rain exiting the Nashville area, pushing closer and closer to the plateau. We're not quite done, though. One more round of possible code red weather later today.
Plus, clear traffic takes us out to Sumter County.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Welcome back. Happening in your community. Did you know that according to the Tennessee Department of Children's Services 2023 report, there are more than 6,000 kids in foster care right here in Tennessee?
And they need good homes. So joining us this morning is Sharika Ware. And as we look ahead to the month of May, where you're really going to be highlighting the needs in the foster system, Monroe Harding celebrates National Foster Care Month.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about one of the biggest needs that you're seeing in the foster system.
Okay. Well, thank you for allowing us to come on.
Yeah.
One of the needs that we are trying to look for, we are out of foster families.
Wow.
With the need for getting foster families here, there are about 700 in Nashville that are currently needing families. And so one thing about it is that people want the babies and the little ones, but we really need foster families willing to take on sibling groups and tweens. And so because they need that support leading up to the age of 18, and we don't want them to go into different transitional facilities and things like that. So we need families willing to take tweens and sibling groups.
Okay,
so go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, we've known so many families who have taken in foster children, and sometimes that leads to an all-out adoption.
Yes.
And the stories are just incredible and so heartwarming, knowing that you have the ability to impact children in such a positive way.
Yeah, we always tell people, a lot of people want to come in to adopt, but our sole goal is to provide kids a safe refuge.
Yeah, that first step.
Yeah, that first step until their families are ready to basically be prepared to welcome them back in. So our whole goal of foster care is to reunite them with their birth families.
Okay, that's important to know.
Tell us about the breakfast that you're having next month, where it's at, and then what's the purpose behind it.
Okay, so we're excited to host our community breakfast. We've been doing it for several years. We've been around for 130 years, so that's a celebration for us, as well as it is a fundraiser. You get to hear our young kids talk about their experience, our young adults, and then in downtown we have a resource center for youth that have aged out of foster care and unhoused vulnerable youth as well, and it's going to be at our resource center. So you get to tour and hear all the wonderful stories that we do. So it's a great fundraiser. We're excited. We want people to come so we can continue to work.
Well, we had all the information there on your screen. We'll make sure we get it on the website. And again, your mission is to find great, safe homes for these children so that eventually they can then be reunited with their families. So thanks for all the work you're doing, Sharika.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Right now, though, we do want to get an update for your code red weather alert. Greg, what do we need to keep in mind?
Keep in mind, you still need the umbrella for right now. The next couple of hours, rain still tracking through the area. Many spots still like Dickson, Clarksville, up through Hopkinsville. You're basically done for the day aside from a sprinkle. But even Nashville, a few of these kickoff showers from the backside of the system could get you. I don't want you to get caught in rain here. We've got some decent rainfall still coming down in some spots. You can pick it out by finding all the yellows and oranges. Downtown, again, aside from a few light showers, we're looking pretty good here. And I will tell you, by the end of the morning, Nashville's done going toward the afternoon. The place that then has to worry about rain lingering just a little bit longer here, going to be late morning into the afternoon for the Cumberland Plateau, but still heavier rainfall here. Beech Grove coming up toward Murfreesboro and then heading toward the Smyrna area. We're still seeing pockets of heavy rain. No thunder or lightning. So when does this track out of Murfreesboro? We're doing a reverse track on this. I would say in the next 15 to 20 minutes, that heavier rainfall will move out, and then you get back into a scenario of just a few more isolated lighter rain showers. Strong storms possible today out for the Cumberland Plateau from about 11 o'clock until 1. Wind Hail, the only two things we're watching. I will tell you right now, I am not banking on a strong storm. I'm not even banking on anything close to severe weather. We can't completely rule it out, but the chances have gone down significantly since you went to bed even, and they weren't high to begin with. Taking a look at what is on the high end of the scale, allergies. It is not looking good. Trees way up there, grass, mold, they're all miserable. It was so bad yesterday at one point, you could walk around outside and see the pollen literally in the air. So until we get some more decent rainfall, got to keep monitoring our pollen counts and also monitor tomorrow. We'll talk about that because one more chance for code red weather tomorrow in our forecast.
All right, everyone, let's get to your steer clear traffic out there. We are following a crash at 65 at Fern Avenue. We've got a crash square in the middle of the interstate. This is not good. Square in the middle of the interstate there. We had another one that got pulled over to the shoulder in the same area yesterday that caused also another big backup here. So heads up in this particular area. You want to try to use Ellington Parkway to get by. Dickerson Pike could be a good way to get by. Hopefully they're going to try to get these two cars over to the shoulder so they can free up the lanes. Until they do, though, let me show you. It looks like the TDOT worker. And listen, this is important. This is the time we were talking earlier with Rebecca Hammonds from TDOT, where you want to listen to the TDOT workers there on the scene. Police are not there. TDOT is, and they're trying to give drivers instructions. I just saw them waving someone over a short time ago, trying to get them to move over to another lane. Here's a look back behind that crash, 65 at Trinity. You can see the slowdown here, and that's going to be there for a little while until they get this cleared up. Again, Dickerson Pike, Ellington Parkway are going to be your best bets to try and steer clear.
A bill passes in the Tennessee House that sponsors say will make our state safer.
It removes the defendant's ability to pay bail from the bond setting process. So here to explain what this all means is Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar. Good morning.
Good morning. The bill targets violent offenders. Those that are arrested, they can get out of jail easier just because they aren't able to pay if they're poor. The idea is that it shouldn't matter, but if you are violent and a menace to society, then economic status shouldn't matter either. The bill aims to make the community safer. Republican State Representative John Gillespie said in part in a statement, there is a revolving door of criminals going in and out of our judicial system. Time and again, we have seen the tragic consequences of allowing people back into the community based on their ability to pay. Opponents of the bill say it won't make communities safer and it's unfair. Take a listen to Democratic Representative John Ray Clemens' reasoning. So we're unable to play his sound right now, but basically what he's saying is that it is just inequitable. People will not have the right opportunities. So even though it may seem like a safer idea for people to be able to not commit these violent crimes because they're not able to pay, it actually makes it harder because they might not always be violent offenders, and it just puts the rich ahead of the poor. And he also says there are other factors that can contribute to letting them out on bond. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And coming up, I'll check your Code Red forecast because today we're almost in the clear, but tomorrow that is not the case. A live look at Lower Broadway. Things will get better hour by hour.
Damprid's new fast-acting drop-in tab attracts and traps excess moisture, eliminating musty odors.
Just about 8:25 and Fox 17 News following breaking news this Wednesday morning. We are learning more about the 7 jurors seated in the hush money criminal trial of former President Donald Trump. Now 4 are men and 3 are women. All of them live in Manhattan. Some of their professions include an oncology nurse to attorneys, a teacher, a software engineer. By the way, the judge in this particular case swore in another 96 prospective new jurors just yesterday, and they're going to be back in the courtroom tomorrow morning.
8:25 your time, taking a look at the forecast and the big 4 things we always talk about when it comes to severe weather and why all of them are so low. This is the incoming weather system. Now, it's ahead of an incoming cold front that won't quite make it through Middle Tennessee. It'll end up going just to the north, but we don't get a lot of the push that you would get if that front was directly overhead. So you have to have something to lift up all the moisture to continue with cloud cover and continue to make them grow taller. That's one of the things we're going to be missing here. Taking a look, tornadoes are off the scale. Of the big four, we only have to worry about two: wind and hail, and barely worrying about those at that. Severe storms, very unlikely this afternoon. Even stronger storms that get on the windier side, just not too dangerous wind. Those are very unlikely for us here. Only a few rumbles of thunder that have been out there on the radar, and we're still tracking this moving out of the area. 10 a.m. we're relatively done Nashville on west, and then we continue to move this out of the Cumberland Plateau by noon. Not a whole lot to worry about after that. I would not be surprised if most of us, especially west of 65, get a good 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours worth of sunshine that moves in this afternoon. High temperatures in the 80s because that front doesn't pass over. So it's just the first half of the day we've got to get through, and then we're going to be okay. I mentioned a few minutes ago that tomorrow's a day we're still watching. 4 p.m., not a whole lot happening there, but watch what happens going into 9 and 10 o'clock. Southern Kentucky already working through a line of thunderstorms that will move across the area overnight through about 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is going to bring down some heavy rainfall. You might get woken up by some thunder and see some lightning, and there could be some wind and hail associated with this as well. This is the second batch of potential code red weather in the next 48 hours.
Well, trying to find a solution to protect children in schools, we're going to take another look at a bill aiming to allow teachers to carry guns in the classroom.
Plus, we're taking a look at your steer clear traffic this morning.
Look for the QR code to enter and win. For complete contest rules, go to fox17.com. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Mac Pest Control. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
It has been a rainy and gloomy morning so far here on this Wednesday. Fox 17 News operating in a code red threat alert here, but most of our threat for today has gone down. The one other batch of storms we have to worry about for the rest of this week coming up in your forecast.
Slow go on I-24 Waldron Road coming in from Rutherford County. We'll tell you about the latest situation in this area.
And it's a story that made national headlines for years. Well, now a hearing is set to take place today to determine if Holly Bobo's convicted murderer is going to get a new trial. We're going to have some more details in a couple of minutes.
A lot of eyes on that story, and we will be there for all of it as it unfolds today.
Thank you so much for joining us here on a Wednesday morning for Fox 17 News, halfway through the work week. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be part of your live local news source through 9 a.m. And we've been getting constant updates all morning from Greg in this code red weather alert. And the good news is that Greg has been able to bring us some good news, at least for today.
Yeah, at least for today. The chance for severe weather is not at 0, but I'm going to tell you it's about as close as you can get. We've had some storms, we've had some steady rainfall, we've had the cloud cover, and these are all things that are in our benefit here going toward late morning and early afternoon. I will tell you the severe threat for Nashville itself is basically at 0. We're just looking at the Cumberland Plateau later on this afternoon. That's not the only reason we're code red, though. Going into your Thursday, there's a bigger threat for thunderstorms across the board after sunset. All your daylight hours of Thursday look great and in the 80s for one last time this week, and then we turn much cooler for the upcoming weekend, back to the 60s for highs. Here's the current setup. Some pockets, you see the little oranges and yellows and reds here embedded within all of the green. We have a couple areas of some decent downpours. Right now, though, only 10 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes, and those have all been down right near the Alabama state line. That's what we're going to watch most carefully in the next 2 hours to see if anything can fizzle up right in the area where we haven't seen any rainfall yet. If we don't get anything that pops up, I would tell you by mid-afternoon, we are all done. We'll even get some sun by the end of the day. Almost everything is off the board for today when it comes to severe weather. Any stronger storms, though, might pack a little punch with some wind and maybe even some small-size hail. That's about it. We'll get this out of here a little bit later on this morning, and you can take a look. By the time we get to noon, we have basically cleared the plateau for the most part when it comes to any threats. We'll work you through your Thursday hour-by-hour timeline in the next check of the forecast.
Steer clear traffic at 8:32. Here's a quick look outside at I-24 Waldron Road coming in from Rutherford County. You can see there for yourself traffic is moving even though it is creeping by. We've received information about a possible crash in this area. Have not been able to see it on our maps as of yet, but just know it could be out there and it could be causing some results like this. Let's get to your drive times in just a second. First, I want to tell you about 65 at Moore's Lane. Listen, by the time you get here, you're in the clear. Back behind this is where the rougher traffic has been all throughout the morning. The drive times coming in look like this: 81 minutes from Clarksville, 72 minutes from Murfreesboro, 56 minutes in from Spring Hill. The rain out there is really slowing things up in all directions.
Well, happening today. There is going to be a hearing to determine whether to seal certain information against Zachary Adams. Now, Zachary Adams is the man convicted of killing Holly Bobo. That was back in 2011.
Yeah, this was a local story that made national headlines. Heart-wrenching to hear the details. But Adams ultimately sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2017 for killing Holly Bobo. Graphic testimony from star witness Jason Autry is what helped seal Adams' conviction. Autry described that he was the lookout man while Adams killed Holly Bobo, but then there was a twist in the case. All right, in February, Jason Autry recanted his testimony, saying he made the whole thing up.
Adams is now asking for his conviction to be thrown out. The state of Tennessee arguing that video interviews in which Autry recanted his testimony should be stricken from the record. Okay, this hearing is set to start 9:30 this morning. Of course, Fox 17 News, we're going to have all the updates for you.
And continuing coverage right now, crisis in the classroom, the debate over whether teachers should be allowed to carry in the classroom.
Now, this bill does come as it sits on the House desk, so we're hearing, I should say, from more teachers. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us with some updates, and what are they saying to you?
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So some teachers are saying this could cause more harm than good, and there's a lot of room that could be left there for error, while other teachers say that this is about saving lives. Now, this bill hit a pause on the House floor in the wake of the Covenant School shooting last year. 1 year later, this bill passes in the Senate, and now this bill is expected to hit the floor again. Now, if a teacher wants to carry, it's completely voluntary. Some teachers say they feel more guns means less safety. Other teachers say this could prevent mass shootings from happening inside of schools.
It might be voluntary for the individual teacher to choose to carry a gun, but it would not be voluntary for that teacher's coworkers to be in a school where another teacher is carrying a gun. And that's the part that bothers me.
Unfortunately, like these bad things, these active shooter situations, they happen. And a school's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives.
And as the bill stands, there are requirements for a school staffer to carry. The staff member must have an enhanced handgun carry permit, completed 40 hours of basic training, and a minimum of 40 hours of proved training specific to school policing. Now, the House is expected to pick up the bill sometime this week, and as we know, the legislature is coming to a close, so they will be moving very quickly here. Now, stick with us both on air and online. We'll let you know when this hits the floor and what the conversation is like. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Coming up, I'll have details on a bill that wouldn't allow people to post bond just because they can't afford to pay it.
And we are on a Fox 17 News Code Red weather alert. The sun is trying to peek out here. You can see that Nashville skyline right there in the top left-hand corner. We're also, though, tracking how the shower
Coming up on 840, cracking down on crime this morning, we are discussing some brand new legislative measures that would reshape how Tennessee's bail system really works.
Now, Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live this morning to explain how some argue this could keep our community safer.
Good morning. The bill would stop the question, could you pay this set bail? Lawmakers argue that economic status shouldn't matter. Proponents of the bill say that judicial commissioners have made offenders be able to get out of jail easier in the past and continue to commit violent crimes just because of that consideration. In part, in a statement, State Representative John Gillespie says we must instead focus on the danger that person poses to the community. This bill is an important step in making Memphis and all of Tennessee safer. Representative John Ray Clemens disagrees. He says there are a number of factors that go into deciding bond, and this bill won't make the community safer.
Expressly prohibiting financial considerations from the bail system and naming a bail is not going to solve the problem or better protect our communities. It's simply going to create an unfair access to justice.
The bill now needs to be signed by Governor Bill Lee to become law. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you very much. At 8:41 right now, the weather story today, small storm chance. Tomorrow, a greater threat for storms and a cooler weekend ahead. A deeper look at your forecast in minutes.
Plus, we are taking a closer look at your steer clear traffic out there on I-24 Waldron Road. Normally by this time, it's looking a little easier. Not this morning. It's a slow go all the way into town from Rutherford County into Davidson County, Antioch, Smyrna, and Laverne. We've got the latest details on your drive.
Whenever they didn't find Sebastian after the second, third day, it really hit my heart.
After more than a month of
from a huge selection available today, including new GMC Sierras. GMC, we are professional grade. Visit Darrell Waltrip BuickGMC.com.
Well, it's been 51 days since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Sumner County home.
The sheriff's office there telling Fox 17 News they've had no viable leads to finding the boy with autism. And now Sebastian's father is making a public plea for the FBI to take over this case.
There's even a petition now. Fox 17 News' investigative reporter Kelly Avellino, you've been following this case since the beginning. So what can you share with us this Wednesday morning?
Well, this has been a devastating, traumatic, and certainly frustrating experience for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. He has taken off work every single day since Sebastian went missing to help search for him, and still there has been no trace of his son. Sebastian is believed to have walked off from his home in the Shackle Island community of Sumner County in the middle of the night back on February 25th. That, according to his mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. But now Seth Rogers has launched an online petition calling for the FBI to come in and take the lead on this case and to investigate it as a criminal matter as well. Take a look. Seth Rogers writes here, "We want the FBI to take over the investigation of the case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers from Sumner County Sheriff's Office. It has been 50 days since Sebastian has gone missing. No scent trail from dogs, no video footage of Sebastian leaving his mother's house, yet no criminal investigation at all by TBI or Sumner County Sheriff's Office." That petition has nearly 12,000 signatures this morning. You can find it on my Facebook page. The Sheriff's Office, TBI, and trained teams from around the state did search a 5-mile radius around Sebastian's home the week after he went missing. They researched that same area earlier this month. Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock saying there has been no evidence of foul play, but nothing is being ruled out at this point, he says. Now, I checked in with the Sheriff's Office and TBI again yesterday and have not yet heard back. Meantime, I can tell you that volunteer search teams continue to help Seth Rogers canvassing areas in Sumner County outside of that initial 5-mile radius. Erica and Jen.
Kelly, thank you. Right now, we're going to get an update regarding the Code Red weather alert.
And how things have changed. And I'm going to do something here for you. I'm going to show you the current radar, where things are at, and how well it lines up with Future Track, and how two different Future Track forecast models look nearly identical. And when that happens this close to any event, you get really good confidence when it comes to the forecast ahead of you. Here we are. This is what we're seeing. Rain pushing toward the plateau, moving away from Nashville. Nashville trying to squeeze in a little sunshine already. We will pick that up going into the afternoon. Here is check one of Future Track for just the next couple of hours. You can see it's lining up pretty well. And this is since 8 a.m. So this is starting from 45 minutes ago when that rain was starting to move out of the Nashville area. This takes us to 10 o'clock. Almost everything away from the heart of Middle Tennessee, and then by noon to 1 o'clock exiting. Things looking good there. So here's the secondary model of it. By 3 o'clock, everything moves out. It wants to squeeze in a shower overnight, not buying into that, but both of these lined up almost identically, telling us that we have a really good bet to see that scenario play out. I have lowered the threat for severe weather to almost zero. A strong storm or two with some wind or hail. That can't be completely dialed out of the picture, but I mean, this evening, we're going to have sun and 85. Pretty good looking evening. Maybe you want to even fire up the grill for dinner. 83 degrees will be your temperature at 5 o'clock, 80 degrees at 7 p.m. Mix of sun and clouds at that point, a little bit breezy. Those temperatures also hold true for any after-school sports. You'll be in the upper 70s and low 80s all the way through 9 p.m. No rain tonight, no rain tomorrow morning. However, we're still code red for tomorrow because we will have to deal with some storms that move in after around 6 o'clock tomorrow. through a good chunk of the overnight that could bring in another wind and hail threat for all of us. Now, that's a very low threat. We're to level 1 out of 5, so the lowest category, but we'll keep monitoring any updates to that weather maker as well.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out to the very latest on I-65 at Broadley Parkway. We just picked up this crash a short time ago. It's over on the shoulder. Ambulance is there. TDOT is there, and it's causing the slow creep. The good news is you can get by. All lanes are open on 65. All lanes are open to get off there at Briley and ultimately Ellington Parkway. If you want to go that route, everything is open. It's just back behind it where the slowdown is. Here are your overall drive times here as you make your way in, as we've had all kinds of problems from all kinds of directions here. Things are starting to get a little better. 70 minutes down from Clarksville. This number was in the 80s earlier in the morning, so it's a little better. Murfreesboro just hasn't moved. 78 minutes still coming in from I-24. A slow go through Laverne, especially. That's where we have our latest issue, very close to Waldron Road. 38 minutes coming in from Franklin. Things down there starting to improve after crashes earlier this morning at exit 65 and exit 61 down there in Williamson County.
Right now, we have some important breaking news updates from Governor Bill Lee and 5 other Southern governors who are now telling auto workers that voting for a union, well, it may put their jobs at risk. About 4,300 workers at the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, they're going to vote today on representation by the United Auto Workers Union. Vote totals are then expected to be counted by Friday night this week. Governor Lee says, quote, "We want to keep good paying jobs and continue to grow the auto manufacturing sector. A successful unionization will stop that growth in its tracks." The UAW, by the way, as of right now, has not responded.
Here at Fox 17 News, we are always working to keep you in the know with things that are happening in your community. Taking a look at our website right now, progress being made on a major interchange south of Nashville. This is the Buckner Road Interchange project that will give direct access from I-65 to Spring Hill and alleviate some of the congestion through the north-south corridors there. So if you want to check out our exclusive interview with TDOT regarding this new development for Spring Hill, head to our website, fox17.com.
Right now, though, in Operation Crime and Justice, police are still searching for the man accused of stabbing a man in downtown Nashville last month. So we're getting some more updates. Take a look at your screen. Police say Gerald Sanford is accused of stabbing a man in the Walk of Fame Park on March 31st. The Walk of Fame Park is a very heavily traveled area. The victim was severely hurt. He said Sanford aggressively asked him for money, walked away, and then came back with a knife. Sanford is being charged with attempted criminal homicide. If you have any information as to where he might be, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. We're sharing that number right here at the bottom of your screen. There you go.
It's 8:51 right now. We continue to watch the developments over the court case and the release of
5% off brand name closeout mattresses, or get a queen mattress for just $30 a month. Plus, get a free box spring with any mattress purchase for better sleep and savings. Shop Ashley today.
Well, Fox 17 News, we've been working to get some more details about a breaking news story from overnight. It involves Metro Police, who say they're searching for the person they believe stabbed a man in the arm. It happened at a Hattie B's restaurant in West Nashville.
Very popular spot for locals and tourists alike. Dispatch confirming it happened at the Hattie B's on Charlotte Avenue around just before 2 o'clock this morning. We understand the victim did go to the hospital. We're working to find out if they're going to be okay and also who might be responsible. Make sure you check online at fox17.com through the day for those updates.
And we also have continuing coverage on the battle to release the Covenant School shooters' writings. A big headline here. The first day of the hearing wrapped up Tuesday afternoon. And we learned from the Metro leaders there that the investigation plans to conclude in July, and they plan to release a redacted version of the file.
This all comes as the National Police Association, the Tennessean, the Tennessee Star, and the Tennessee Firearms Association, plus Senator Todd Gardenhire, all suing for those writings to be released. Our Fox 17 News reporters will be back as we expect to hear a rebuttal from the petitioners.
We also wanted to let you know about new developments regarding Metro Police, who say they have tracked down the car that hit and killed a Tennessee State University football player.
They found the car, but not the person. This is the red Ford Edge that they found in the backyard of a house on Oakhurst Drive. This is Shazon Page, the man who played football for TSU, a student athlete there who died early Sunday morning along Gallatin Pike.
We're going to check in now for your Code Red Weather Alert updates. A lot of updates this morning.
Yeah, there have been many updates. Rain trying to move away from Nashville as we speak. The next hour or two, it's done for the day. You get some sun, highs in the 80s. The one chance for a few more storms that could pop up during the early afternoon hours with the Cumberland Plateau.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
You know, it's like, I love this new album that you've got out right now, Penthouse Prison. And you and I were talking about this to where, you know, you recorded this at Digital Images, right?
Yeah, Direct Image.
Direct Image.
Yes, and it's with Kenny Royster.
Nice.
Yeah, he's actually really, really good at helping with vocals because he was like a vocal teacher.
Right.
So him being an engineer and a vocal teacher, he does really well with us.
Well, you know, and you and I were talking too before we came in studio, Annie, to where, you know, you've played the Tootsie Circuit, you've played all over Broadway in Nashville.
Yeah.
But now with the new original music, you know, with Penthouse Prison, you guys are going to be out on tour with Brian Nichols.
I know.
How does that feel?
Excited. Yeah. Well, that's what you work for. So I'm really grateful because it doesn't happen with everybody. So.
Well, and I mean, certainly you've paid your dues musically and everything.
I have paid my dues. I will say that. I will say that.
And